That was super fun. Yes, it was. Oh, that's not the right title. Let's see. Editing my heart turb. You can watch the whole hot tub live stream here. Okay. I'm co-streaming between YouTube and Twitch, so twice the opportunities to get banned. Let me link to my live stream. Sure do love going to YouTube Studio and seeing that strike that I can't do anything about because they gave me a bullshit strike. I appealed it and they never addressed my appeal. So that's fun. Okay, there is the file. There is the file. There is the file. There's the file. Okay. That sounds good. There's the file. Okay. So, freaking OBS. Oh, OBS. We love OBS. I had to switch to OBS when I built my new computer because for some reason it hates XSplit, which I've used for like 4 years, 5 years. So I had to switch to OBS, and it's so fun! It updated, and somehow that fucked up all my scenes and profiles, because I've got a scene and profile for Topless Topics Twitch, I've got a scene and profile for Sarah Got Game Twitch, and then I've got ones for Joystick, and I have to be very careful, because Joystick is a sex site that allows female nipples, but does not allow, graphic violence in video games, whereas Twitch and YouTube allow graphic violence in video games, but don't allow female nipples, at least don't allow my female nipples. So I had to go through and very carefully, delete all the sources and add new ones and make sure that, none of them had female nipples in them. And OBS has this wonderful thing where if you don't already have something plugged in, or a chat window popped out or anything like that, and then you start OBS, it will not work for that source, and you have to completely delete the source and add it as a whole new source. And what's super duper fun is there's the source, the sources within the scene, and then there's a list within OBS of the sources, which is per profile also, and you can't delete a source from that profile. Don't ask me why they don't have a fucking way to do that, but literally, every time, I don't have the chat room plugged, already open or whatever, if I start OBS, I have to delete it from the profile and then add it as a whole new source, and so I have to give it a different name, yet another Twitch chat room window or whatever, and then there's no way to delete the old one, even though it doesn't work anymore. I fucking hate OBS! I hate OBS so much! But again, my new computer, and it's not even, it's a year old now, but, my new computer doesn't work with XSplit. How is it there are so many fucking streamers now, many of which are millionaires, and yet none of the streaming software really works? What is going on? Why are they all shitty? Is it a conspiracy with printers? How all these years later, printers are still pieces of shit that fucking constantly mess up. Anyway. Nobody's here. Everyone just started today's live stream when OBS updated. It decided to fuck up all my scenes and files, so I had to re-add everything. Upside down face. Anyway, I'm here now streaming on Twitch. https://twitch.tv/Sarah Got Game and or YouTube. And then my YouTube is C Topless Topics TV. Because for some reason they won't let me just do Topless Topics. That was my other alternative account that I made that I had never posted female nipples to, and yet YouTube decided to ban it in the middle of the live stream with no previous infractions. I'm gonna edit some clips out of last stream's hot tub bikini stream that mocked Twitch's policies of allowing sexy, teeny tiny bikinis and graphic violence, video games, but not stationary not stationary, completely desexualized female nipples. Okay. Posted it to Discord. I'm hoping at least Zan will be here. Come on, Zan, you're my only friend. I haven't streamed on Joystick in a couple streams. Because there's basically the only people that come to my streams are either the regulars that will show up in either platform or randoms, and there's more randoms on Twitch than there are on Joystick, and the randoms on Joystick are 99.9% just looking for porn, because it is a porn site. Only place I can post female nipples, regardless of context. So they come up showing, they come up looking for porn, and then get pissy when there's no porn. I'm a little irritated, like always. I've been rewatching some of my old videos and just feeling the seething frustration and fury that I am banned to a degree that nobody else is. Anyway, let's go ahead and post on Mastodon for all the nun people that aren't already like on my Discord and everything to see. I'm not even gonna bother with the picture. Joy stream. Oh, HTTPS do. Yet another super fun thing about Mastodon is that if you don't put HTTPS blah 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 in a URL, it won't turn into a hyperlink. So I have to remember to type that in every time. You would think that a website that's like all for techie people would do that, but censorship, feminism, video editing, YouTube, Twitch, content creator, live streamer. Gotta try to think of all the tags, because if any of the tags is a single letter off on Mastodon, it won't work. So if you put live streamer instead of live stream, people searching for live stream will not see live streamer, etc. The Fediverse is fucking the metaphor I came up with earlier in a conversation with someone on Mastodon, as far as searchability, is having a bulletin board for people to post information up in a public square, which is what we would like, so people can actually find it, versus having it in like the back room of some super niche, tabletop gaming room or wherever, where only people who are interested in tabletop and already know about the store are ever going to see it. So I like that metaphor. Anyway, let's post it to fucking Lip Social for all the nun people to see it. The only people that use Lip Social, and by people I mean like 5 people, are all themselves sex workers. So nobody can see it, and you have to have an image, so that's fun. You try to chat with me on YouTube. Oh, I don't think I have the YouTube one popped out. Let me... Oh, there it is. Sorry, I forgot to have that open over here. There we go. I got it. A computer seems to develop a mind of its own. Why you don't in CB? I don't know what that means. Actually no, because Lips requires a photo, and I just don't even care that much. So yeah, I've been watching some of my old videos, just like getting all frustrated again, because like always, I get banned to a degree that nobody else does, and it just makes me want to bash my head into a wall. Because it's just so not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. There's all these channels posting fully uncensored, full naked nudity, and I post exact same clip, and my version is censored, and only I get banned. Alright. I'm gonna get everything open before I start streaming, or before I switch screens. And I streamed it on my laptop using a different plugin, and I don't think I clicked start recording. So I need to make a new... I need to download my stream file, which hopefully won't take forever. If I go... What? YouTube is weird. I have to go to the YouTube homepage to go to the studio. I can't just go to the studio. And then once I'm in studio, I have to go back to the YouTube homepage. Like, it's just weird. Okay, so live. I was going to try to have this ready to go before I started the stream, but as I said in my now live thing, freaking OBS updated and then fucked up all my scenes. So I had to delete all the sources and then add them all as new sources. And it's just fucking, I hate OBS so much. Pixie Lee says again. I don't know what you're referring to. Alright, I'm downloading 1.7 gigabytes from YouTube from my live stream because, like I said, I did it on my laptop using a different setup, and so I forgot to click record, but doesn't matter. I was gonna try to go through it pretty quickly and cut out a couple of like highlight clips to put up on the TikToks and the YouTubes and the blah blah blah. Now, if I want to do it as YouTube short, it has to be under a minute. TikTok you can go up to 10 minutes, but obviously the shorter, the more views you'll get because everyone is a goldfish. And it feels silly and a waste of time, but ain't nobody gonna watch a 3-hour live stream. So, how is everybody? Guess what? Today is cold, but it's supposed to be 94 on Monday. Climate change. I still have not been able to finish editing the Handmaid's Tale version of my VidCon goals video. I'm really hoping to finally finish it tomorrow. The uncensored version has been up unlisted on Patreon for weeks now. I don't want to make the uncensored version available to everyone until I have the YouTube version ready, and I'm still working with Zan to try to fix the website too. I'm going to have to like remake all the pages or something, so I don't know. But it's just really frustrating how many things I'm trying to get done all at once, but don't have the time. Because as soon as 3 o'clock rolls around, everyone comes home, and then Matthew wants to play multiplayer games and gets pissy if I stay up here working. So, anyway, but things are going to be different, right? I'm going to go to VidCon in less than 3 weeks. I'm going to make all these famous friends. I'm going to find a social media manager to hire and a video editor to hire. And then all I have to do is record stuff, and then they can do all the shitty, unfun stuff for me. And all of a sudden I'll get enough numbers that people want to sponsor me. And or I don't do any of that, and at the end of this year, I stop making content. Except for just completely non-effort vlogs every now and then. I am just going to get a real job and not film topless anymore because it takes too long to edit, and not magic video dust and all my dreams will come true. There you go. Think positive. What is it? The secret? You just gotta like imagine. You gotta will something into existence, manifest something into existence. Because, you know, it's not like I've been hoping and trying to manifest my existence this whole time. Anyway, I have so many things I want to shoot. I need to finish that video. I need to get the band page coherent because I link to it all the time. The band page, meaning the page on my website where I have all these screenshots of many times I've been banned, and I still have like hundreds more screenshots that I need to gather from like my phone and stuff and put up there. It'd be nice to have the store page set up, but I'm not holding my breath on that. I need to test out the heat press that I just bought used and see if it actually works so I can make more shirts to wear. Happy I'm not in Nova Scotia. We had a dry spring and some wildfires have broken out. I've got some friends in danger of losing their homes. See, it's wild that that's like happening in Canada. Like California, yeah, wildfires every year, but you know, fucking climate change. Well, the year that we moved here in Oregon, there was a massive wildfire that destroyed like half of a forest. And it's scary, man. Give me more than moral support. I mean, if you can tell others about my content, that's a big help. But I know that there's a lot of hesitation in doing that because a lot of you guys are afraid that people will just assume you're like linking to porn. So I understand the hesitation. You know, I understand that like there's risk of friends and family and employers and stuff just being like, why are you linking me to porn? So I get it. I understand the hesitation. It's just really hard to grow when the only websites I can post to are sex sites or sites with no searchability like Mastodon. Especially since I quit Twitter. Twitter was the only place I could post uncensored that like more than 10 people used and wasn't explicitly a porn site. Of course, Twitter it was and still is full of porn. I still need to finish cutting these too and putting them up on business cards. The QR code that goes to my contact page, since my cards have Twitter and Vimeo and Tumblr, which all are not good links anymore. Does youtube.com/toplesstopics even work? I don't know. That might be my banned one. No, it's the right one. Okay, cool. I didn't know that redirect was worked. So youtube.com/toplesstopics. Nice. I just know one of them links to my banned one. I don't remember which one. As a fellow artist, I can understand the frustration with censorship. Yeah, I've slowly noticed an uptick in other people also getting banned. Specifically, a lot of like photographers who work with nude models, or not even nude, but just, you know, the arbitrariness of what gets banned. And people who don't post content who don't get bans do not understand literally how arbitrary it is. How just fucking YouTube can just decide to delete your whole account, and good luck getting a live person to appeal to that will even consider your appeal. And just people get so complacent. It's like wildfires in houses, you know, you get complacent thinking like, well, it's my house, it's my safety or whatever, and then boom, it burns down. Although at least you have insurance, hopefully. Not that that makes up for like losing all your, you know, precious items and possibly lives, pets, etc. But yeah, I'm really sorry for your friends that are in chance of losing their homes. Climate change is scary, and yet we still have so many people just in fucking denial about it. And like, you know, we watched a thing about it popped up on YouTube, recommended installing your own heat pump, but it required all this like different materials and stuff that you'd have to get, and skills, and I could not do it, and Matthew won't do it. I'm still just trying to get an AC thing in the wall, which is not going to be environmentally friendly, but I don't have the money or skill to install a heat pump. So, but I don't even have that yet. And yeah, I don't know. There's so many things I need to get done that just haven't been done. Okay, the file finished downloading. So now let me copy it into past live streams. Why is it downloading to my C drive? What the fuck, computer? Everything for some reason has defaulted to my C drive instead of the other ones. I mean, I do have like I think both my drives are 2 terabyte, but I try to have everything. Aren't making new homeowner policies in California. Yeah. Yeah. And then of course, you know, all the houses are being bought up by fucking... What do you call the businesses that just like buy all the houses and then jack up the prices? Everything is terrible. Capitalism endgame, baby. All right. What am I gonna send it? I guess let's just put in OBS recordings for now. And then we're gonna start a new Premiere Pro project. It's going to be, choose location, video projects, hot tub, live stream clips. And then we're gonna name the project that. Then I gotta find the folder again. I don't know why they ask you for project location in 2 different places. And you have to manually find it. You can't just type it in. Which makes so much sense. All these programs, it's like none of them have ever had any play testing. It's just so weird to me. Sorry, I'm trying to find the file. I hate you. Why are you not working? Where's OBS recording? Down you go. Come on, down you go. Like, why is it not showing fucking folders at the top? How does this make sense? It's just showing everything all at once. No, I don't want screenshot. There it is. Create new project. House flipping gentrification. No, it's when they literally, it's like a corporation buys all the houses instead of like actual people selling it to other people. Okay, let's see. Hot tub live stream highlights. Okay. So, this whole thing should theoretically be patriarchy safe because I was wearing a, what do you call it? Wearing a bikini the whole time. Let's carefully switch. Okay. Yeah. So, cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to work on this the whole time. I just thought that, you know, might as well get some mileage out of it. So, we can cut all that. And we're going to play it at like 170 speed so we don't sit here for 3 hours. Figure out the exact. Let me see what comes up. If nothing else, maybe... Well, I am going to go to get banned on Twitch for editing a video. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Okay. Oh. Yeah. Anyway. So I don't know if you'll... Here, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. I debated bringing out my podcasting mic and all that, but I was like, man, I'm already dealing with a fair amount of cords. I don't really want to... As it's supposed to be, I guess. So, I officially can't really see my cords. I'm just waiting for clips that would be worth cutting out. I don't know if I should add audio output capture. Why is there no option? Speakers? Is that what I want?
View of the corner in the wall.
Yeah, it's delayed. Can you guys hear it better? I can see the, like, I mean, I can see Try to put the cameras or the mic so it's not getting too much from my speakers. So my outfit, as you can see, holy shit, that's hot.
As you can see, my outfit is not, color scheme is not the same. I actually had to hunt to find any kind of bathing suit.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of an echo. It's because I'm using, here, I'll try to use headphones. I need to find headphones with a longer cord because these ones are pretty short. You could hear, well, you were hearing it from my speakers. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Here, I'll just do it through my speakers then. Hello, Simon Wells over on YouTube. Please don't be an asshole pervert. But yeah, I know. I probably will get banned on Twitch for editing a video that was filmed on Twitch. Well, I kind of had the idea to do this
Very, not subtly, like, okay, so yesterday, I was getting, was it yesterday?
like an actual
That was about a minute ago.
is involved. Actually be naked because I think they're so uncomfortable. I think that it shouldn't matter, but it depends how puritanical the judge you talk to is, I guess. Blocking my chest that says, you know, like sexually explicit. Okay, here we go. Comic about it that I want to draw in more detail. I don't know what CB is. You can keep typing it in all caps. I still don't know what CB is. If it's a sex site, then I'm good. I would rather not stream on a sex site right now. Going between my house and not. Like, even my freaking kitchen has this big old window. There's Kenny yelling at me.
Yeah, well, and yeah, that's, I mean, to finish that thought, I mostly just go to nudist beaches, because I think that swimsuits are very uncomfortable, especially when sand is involved. So that's like, you know, all the nudists will ask me, like, you know, why aren't you naked more often? And it's like, first of all, because...
Maybe I'll make that a clip. It's not the most interesting, but oh my god, it's talking about nudity. Well, and yeah, that's, I mean, to finish that thought. Let's see. Well... I mean, if it... There we go. Are my website working? Sort of. My videos are still up on Trom. You attended a life drawing class today? That's cool. No, I didn't have anything hovering over the water. I had, you know, the tripod and stuff back over here. I do want to figure out, like, either make myself a tall table or just find something so that I can get my laptop where I can, like, reach over and mess with it instead of having to get out and sit in front of it. You've enjoyed my TikTok videos? Well, you should leave some nice comments then, because all I get are comments from haters. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to open yourself up to that. I mean, to finish that thought, yeah, let's see.
I mostly just go to nudist beaches, because I think that swimsuits are very uncomfortable, especially when sand is involved. So that's like, you know, all the nudist...
There we go. We're gonna see if we can get these under a minute. So I can put them up on YouTube as shorts. But if not, you know, under 3 minutes is fine. Yeah. Well, every now and then I see nice comments, but it's like I started putting up those 1 minute Q&A with my husband that I filmed 10 in a row the other day, and I had some asshole on there that was like, he only picked you because you're easy, not because you're pretty, you're just easy, or something like that. And it was like so random. Like, why are you leaving hate on this random ass video? But yeah, what can you say? So that's like, you know, all the nudists will ask me like, you know, why aren't you naked more often? And it's like, first of all, because I can't even be topless in public. Just, you know, my husband can, my boys, my sons can, my dad can, but I can't. Even I can't. Can, my dad can, but I can't. Even when it's 110 degrees. I don't think I need this. Let's see. So that's like, you know, all the nudists will ask me like, you know, why aren't you naked more often? And it's like, projection, like always. I can't even be topless in public. Just, you know, my husband can, my boys, my sons can, my dad can, but I can't. Even when it's 110 degrees outside. she says in a hot tub. She says in a hot tub. Maybe I'll keep that part. But yeah, I think bathing suits are basically the only time I will actually be naked because I think they're so uncomfortable. And also because it's just annoying, like going between. And also. This is gonna be a boring stream, but you know what? I'm trying to get stuff done, so. Boys, my sons can, my dad can, but I can't, even when it's 110 degrees outside. She kept coughing. Well, that's and also awkward. Because it's just annoying. Like, hopefully they weren't getting everybody sick. I could not be a life model. Having to hold one pose for so long, like, I know I would be itchy and I would just really want to itch the whole time, so it'd be hard. Although the couple of times I've been in a class with a life model, they move like every few minutes, so I guess that's not too bad. Watching Queen Charlotte with my dad, it's funny having them hold still for the pose for such a long time. She says in a hot tub. They probably didn't have them sit the whole time. They did like the block out and then, you know, would have them sit down for the faces or whatever. It cracks me up how a lot of time periods or whatever, you look at these really fancy drawings and the proportions are so whack. It's like, what? Was it the style or could nobody paint, proportions at those times? I don't know. There was a blog or something I found the other day that was, I mean, this was a while ago, but it was like posts of really weird attempts at drawing animals like cats and dogs and stuff that are just completely not accurate at all because apparently all these painters have like never seen a dog before. And also because it's just annoying, like
going between my house and not, like even my...
It's okay if these are boring because it's all about getting content up every day, right? And I would love to not always be dealing with gun nuts. I mean, of course, they're, my stuff's showing up in their timelines a lot, so I'm going to get a lot more gun nuts regardless of what I post, but still, it's boring. It's boring dealing with them. They're fucking foaming at the mouth psychos, and it's depressing. And also, if I meet someone at YouTube or at the convention and they go to my page, I don't want them to only see like angry stuff. At least not about just gun violence, but I don't know. He modeled for a friend's art class, though I was dressed for it. Long pose I started at one point and played the score of one of my favorite operas. That's kind of like when I got the MRI. Well, I got two because, I got the one and then they found the BB in my head, so I had to get that removed, and then I did another one. And it was like 40 fucking minutes, and of course I had to pee the entire time. And I was just like trying to like do Japanese practice and stuff in my head. But yeah, I'm not good at not, like even just sitting there for a game loading screen, I'm just like, I want to look at my phone. That's like, I would rather take 20 minutes to run to a location in a game than wait 30 seconds for a quick travel to load. Like going between my house and not, like even my freaking kitchen has this big old window looking out on the street.
And people are always walking their dogs past it, and I don't really know what the legal rules are as far as being naked in your own home. I would think that it shouldn't matter, but it depends how puritanical the judge you talk to is, I guess.
I don't know if that should be a clip by itself.
The other thing that, I did a little quick comic about it that I want to draw in more detail yesterday, but freaking Patreon, who I've had issues in the past before.
So let's do another one here. And let's start them at a minute each time just so I can kind of guess how long they are. Freaking Patreon.
Who I've had issues in the past before about, like my banner on Patreon for a long time has been a picture that I used to use on other websites where I'm sitting there holding a sign.
I might cut that. Banner on Patreon about, we'll put a cut there in case I need to cut some more.
My banner on Patreon for a long time has been a picture that I used to use on other websites where I'm sitting there holding a sign blocking my chest that says, like sexually explicit, blah, blah, blah. And then my husband's wearing a sign that's below his nipples pointing up saying somehow totally fine. And Patreon said I couldn't use that because it was implied nudity. So then I took my giant pasty and covered everything from the shoulders down, and they still said it was implied nudity. So I finally made the banner covering everything with literally just the eyes cut out. And amazingly that they let me keep.
go back to 1 minute. Ah. It runs out of a minute so fast. Pencils, painting is... Yeah, I can't... I like watercolors, but that's it. Like, every time I try acrylic, I feel really awkward. And I have yet to try oils. I also have had some success with pastels sometimes, but it seems to be really hit or miss, and it's another one where if you fuck up, you fuck up. I like drawing digitally. I'm trying to get better at drawing the line art by hand and then taking it in and cleaning it up and drawing it digitally, because drawing straight digitally is harder for me. But I also just need to draw more often. Once I get my office moved downstairs, I'm gonna put a table behind this desk so that on the days that I want to use my tablet, instead of having to set a whole table up here, I can just pick the monitor and move it slightly back and then have the tablet here. That's how it is in my head. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure how I want to orient the desk, though, because the back door is the window, and I want it to come in somewhat evenly. I don't know. Like, the way this is right now is there's a window over there, but I have it 2/3 blocked because the sun likes to shine right in my face while I'm streaming. Downstairs, it's facing the other direction, so the sun won't be quite as much in my face. Inking with a brush. Sort of. It's funny because I checked a bunch of comic books out, and I was just reading one that was like this really weird... It was a comic, but it was all very isolated, almost like an art lesson or whatever, with really kind of gross, like blurry art or whatever. And apparently it's a famous cartoonist, I can't remember her name or whatever, but apparently she's a really big fan of using the Chinese brushes and just painting on there or whatever. It was weird. I already returned it. I was going to show it to you, but I already returned it to the library yesterday. But yeah, it was just weird book. Sort of an art lesson book, sort of a comic book. Be more art creative. Yeah, I want to draw more. I drew a little dragon yesterday. I was going to draw more today, but anyway, back to this. And so that's been my plan. Let's get like at least 5 1-minute clips out, and then maybe we can do something else. I don't know. Anyway.
And then yesterday I made some...
Literally just the eyes cut out, and amazingly that they've let me keep. And so that's been my panel. Anyway, and then yesterday I made some... Let's see. And I didn't bring a drink up with me. A draw manga book I like. Yeah, I've got... Or like that. Yeah, I still have all these drawing books that I have not really looked at in a long time. I don't know. I've had bad experiences taking drawing classes because the teachers were always very like, this is how you're supposed to draw. Anything different than this is bad. Covering everything makes me not want to do anything. Cut out, and amazingly that they've let me keep. And then yesterday I quickly made some like
photoshopped versions of myself with different hair colors.
Hasn't been banned yet, amazingly. But not holding my breath, it won't. Everyone should hit the like button. The like and the notification button, even though supposedly even the notification button is not really being reliable. I've been watching a couple of video essays where they've talked about like how they literally kept track of... There's this whole long video by some video essayist or whatever who's been keeping track for a long time of how different numbers do or whatever. And he said like he'll open up an incognito browser and like all the top results will be like Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. Like it just, there's certain creators that, and I mean creators, 99% of it's done by other people, that Mr. Beast just has his face on there. Oh my god, that kind of content just makes me blah. Anyway, YouTube's just like, watch this. And, cause you know, children, lots of children on there. Aiden was watching YouTube Kids on his iPad, and he stumbled onto Morphle, which is not the worst show. It's a little insipid, but it's definitely not the worst kid show. But he like proudly announced, because he can't read yet, and he's just like, I typed in blah, 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 and I got Morphle. You know, he typed in random letters, because that's how these fucking YouTube Kids banal shit are. They literally put nonsense just random characters in their search terms because they know that they're going to get little kids watching YouTube unsupervised that will stumble onto their stuff, and that doesn't get banned. I have an idea for a video that I want to do, but I'm hesitant because it's going to take a lot more research and work. I want to do 5 channels that deserve to be banned way more than Topless Topics does. And so, like, Jake Paul, iDubbbz, there was some other guy that I saw a video essay about talking to this other guy. I can't really... It's hard because I don't want to give views to these horrible people. But basically, like, make a point of these... you know, made for YouTube. Not necessarily like made for something else and then the clips were put on YouTube, but literally made for YouTube. I don't even want to call them creators because that gives them too much credit, but you know, people on YouTube who make horrible, racist, you know, sexist, fatphobic, transphobic, etc. content, and YouTube's just like, meh. But then I get banned. Anyway, who happened to be a person's name. Oh, brands who happen to be a person's name. Yes. Like Mr. Beast. Yes, I know. Apparently Mr. Beast's earliest videos are just like really boring vlogs. And one video I saw was actually by the guy that does all these like numbers on proving how YouTube doesn't... Even when you subscribe to someone, it'll still show you shitty content from other people you're not subscribed to. And he like went into earliest videos of like Mr. Beast or whatever, and was looking at comments, and of course there's like comments that are like, you're pathetic, you're never gonna go anywhere. And now they're millionaires. Yeah, like, subscribe, and hit that bell to feed the algorithm. Well, like, some of the video essayists I know, or that I watch, are like, you know, please hit the like button because that's how you tell the algorithm that you want to see more of my content. Like, you can tell that they kind of resent it. What the fuck? Why is my internet wireless? Oh. The button got a little bit unplugged. I just noticed that it was on wireless. That's funny. I try anything Mr. Beast videos. Yeah, like the not interested buttons don't work because I do that all the time on our smart TV. Anytime Fox News shit pops up or garbage, I do not interested, not interested. Guess what? It still keeps showing up. Like, I'll search for, you know, Clarence Thomas or something like that, and I'll get all this Fox News search results. And it's just... Yeah. RSS. That's because you're techie and you know how to set up RSS feeds. All right. Let's get another clip out. And amazingly, that they've let me keep.
And then yesterday, I quickly made some like photoshopped versions of myself with different hair colors.
It would be nice if scheduling videos to go from unlisted or private to public would make them show up at the time that they go public, because that would make it a lot easier for me too. But no, if you upload it, that's when the notifications would go out, not when it becomes public. So YouTube, etc. really seem like they're meant for, like, they want you to have to be on there, you know, every day or whatever to manually do it. It's fucking infuriating, but... I'm going to VidCon in 3 weeks.
And I was like, what color should I do my hair? I mean, I'll just do whatever color I want. It doesn't really matter what people say. But anyway, so for the mainstream media, the patriarchy-controlled platforms, like...
Quickly made some, like, photo... Okay. That's long enough. So I finally made the banner covering everything with literally just the eye. I mean, this is gonna get way more views than anything I spent 20 hours editing, so why even care? I know. I say the same thing over and over. And amazingly, that they've let me keep. Alright. Let's find a new clip. Let's go to 2 versions of myself with different hair colors because I'm going to VidCon in 3 weeks, and I was like, what color should I do my hair? I mean, I'll just do whatever color I want. It doesn't really matter what people say. But anyway, so for the mainstream media, the patriarchy-controlled platforms like Facebook and stuff like that, I cut it off like here, so like about where my armpits are. Clearly no visible, not even like a little bit of cleavage or anything visible. And then on Mastodon and OnlyFans and with social, which I still don't really, like, you can't leave comments or anything on there, so it's kind of pointless as far as social media goes. I did one that was a whole, because it was taken from a thumbnail, so, and I literally like making a derpy ass face, like I was trying not to be. But anyway, and so on Patreon, I made a Patreon-only post, which you can show nudity in, and because we all know female nipples is somehow nudity, but male nipples aren't, what even is a female versus male nipple. Sorry, I know Zen and Kenny, everything have heard me say this a lot, but I always feel like I have to kind of reprise in case there's any new people that come in. Oops. like I was just
I
saying.
will shut up so we can catch up on chat in a second. But nipples.
Like I said, trying to get through all this in shorter than 3
That was
hours.
the uncensored version, like, hey, what color should I dye my hair? And then for the patron only, or sorry,
Oh, you're from the UK, so you don't have to live with the constant threat of gun violence. That's nice. Oh, man. I was up till 1 reading a new webcomic that I just got into, and there was this whole thing where this one guy got really, really pissed off and showed up at a party, just like blood coming out of his eyes, you know, like super mad. And it was in Korea, so I was like, let's see where this goes, because if it was in the US, he'd show up and shoot everybody. And in the comic, he pulls out a knife and, like, attacks a guy, but barely does any damage or whatever. But it was just, like, even though it was in a webcomic, seeing a depiction of some young guy seething mad or whatever show up in a party is disturbing, because my American brain is programmed to go, haha, gun violence incoming. Another mass shooting in fucking Florida, which just passed legislation that you don't even need a license or anything to concealed carry weapons. And it's just, what possible argument can you make that actually makes sense, not just, my Second Amendment shall not be infringed, to say that you shouldn't have training, you shouldn't have insurance, you shouldn't have a license, you shouldn't have, anything to prove that you can be responsible with a gun. Just, here you go ahead and hide it in your trench coat. What possible argument, again, besides, my constitutional shall not be infringed, which is not an argument, fucking idiot. Alright, we're not gonna talk about guns. Fuck all that shit. Ain't nothing I can do but try to move out of this shithole country.
Only post. That was the uncensored version, like, hey, what color should I dye my hair? And then for the patron only, or sorry, the public post, I did the version that was cut off from my shoulders down, or my armpit down. And freaking the algorithms in Patreon, because I hadn't even posted it yet.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
And so on Patreon, I made a Patreon-only post.
Let's see.
And so on Patreon,
I made a Patreon-only post, which you can show nudity in, and because we all know female nipples are somehow nudity, but male nipples aren't. What even is a female versus male nipple? Sorry, I know Zan and Kenny and everything have heard me say
it's a female versus male nipple. And Kenny and everything have heard
me say this a lot, but I always feel like I have to kind of reprise in case there's any new people that come in. And I will shut up so we can catch up on chat in a second. But nipples. Yeah. So anyway, I made a Patreon-only post that was the uncensored version.
Let's see.
So somehow nudity, but male nipples aren't.
Might cut that part out. Let's see.
Nipples. Yeah. So anyway. So anyway, I
made a Patreon-only post.
There's cleavage in your recommended streams again. Where the First Amendment gives you the right to literally misinterpret the second. Oh no, I mean, I fucking hate the U.S. I think the U.S. is a piece of shit. And that's why, like, 4th of July is coming up, and so all these people have flags all over their house or whatever, and I'm like, you have to be Republican to be proud of this country. There's no way for you to not recognize, like, all the racism and the gun violence and the, not giving health care as a right of existence and all that stuff. You have to be Republican to not see all that as a reason to hate this country. You cry? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I would never move to a red state, but I feel bad for people that are in red states that are not crazy-ass gun nuts because they're in danger, and the only way to get out of danger is to move out of that state, which means, leaving their friends and family and life behind. And it's easy for me to say because I'm a coastal elite, but I just don't understand, especially if you're like a black man. Why would you stay in a red state where racist cops can just fucking murder you and, nothing can be done about it? Like, the odds are they won't even get fired, let alone put in jail. That's why what's-his-name was such a unique case in that he actually got jail time. Roots. Yeah, Roots. There you go.
That was the uncensored version, like, hey, what color should I dye my hair? And then for the...
Oops. Yeah. But again, I don't know, the GOP and all these red states, like, they already have all-consuming power, and then they keep passing legislation that makes it even harder for people of color to vote, like no weekend voting, no voting by mail, have to have a specific kind of driver's license that, you have to have the time to go in the middle of the day because the DMVs are only open during hours that most low-wage people are going to be stuck working at McDonald's or whatever, or whatever job is during the day. But yeah, so many women vote Republican because they drink the Kool-Aid and they vote the way their husband is. Basically, the whole Republican vote allure is I hate minorities as much as you do. And also, like, lying. Everything bad that happens is blamed on Democrats. Like, this fucking debt ceiling shit. You know it's just going to end up that the Republicans are going to get everything they want because Democrats always cave to Republicans. And, yeah. Now, if the Congress didn't get paid if we went into debt, that, you know, if we defaulted on debt, then all of a sudden they'd be more keen to agree with it. But they want the debt ceiling to crash under a Democratic president because then they can go to their dumbass voters and be like, see, it's all Biden's fault! Even though the Republicans are the ones refusing to vote. Fucking U.S. politics. It's a cesspool here, and it's only gonna get worse. Comfortable in their place, everyone else have a place, and they better stay there. Yeah. I don't mind gay people as long as they don't do it in front of me. Fucking bullshit.
Patron only post that was the uncensored version.
Like, hey, what color should I dye my hair? And then for the patron only, or sorry, the public post, I did the version that was cut off from my shoulders down, or my armpit down. And freaking the algorithms in Patreon, because I hadn't even posted it yet, like apparently saw a sufficient amount of skin that they were like, it looks like you're posting nudity. We would like to remind you that nudity is not allowed in public posts, including implied nudity. And it just, once again, like, the fuck do you think this is if not implied nudity? Do you think my nipples stop existing wearing a bikini top? It is the stupidest fucking thing.
That's a clip.
And yet people are just like, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see. What can we cut out to make that fit under a minute?
No, female nipples is somehow nudity.
But male nipples aren't. What even is a female versus...
Let's see.
No, female nipples is somehow nudity, but male nipples aren't.
Cut out every Okay, so that should be within a minute.
And so on Patreon, I made a Patreon only post which you can show nudity in, and because we all know female nipples is somehow nudity, but male nipples aren't. What even is a female?
Let's cut it up more.
Because we all know female nipples is somehow nudity, but male nipples aren't. What even is a female versus male nipple? So anyway, I made a Patreon only post that was the uncensored version, like, hey, what color should I dye my hair? And then for the Patreon only, or sorry, the pump should I dye my hair? And then for the, or sorry,
Let's see how abrupt this is.
color should I dye my hair? And then for the public should I dye my hair? And then for the public post,
There we go.
I did the version that was cut.
Hi! It's our new friend Mora Mora, who I have seen posting on various platforms, so I appreciate the multi-platform support. That makes you a super supporter, because a lot of people will only look at my stuff on one platform. Abortion Cocktail Sauce says hey over in Discord. Abortion Cocktail Sauce. Okay, interesting name. We shall see if they turn out to be pervert
And then for the public post,
or hater.
I did the version that was cut off from my shoulders down, or my armpit down, and freaking the algorithm.
Oh, it goes. Basically just bitching about the same shit as always. Gun violence and getting banned to a degree that nobody else is, etc. I'm trying to take some minute clips out of my 3-hour live stream from the other day, my hot tub live stream, so that I can throw it up on Twitch and stuff like that because, oh my god, I'm wearing a bikini. Therefore, I'm patriarchy approved, except that I get banned to a degree nobody else does, so we'll see. But yeah, this is like the second one, I think? Yeah.
In Patreon,
Because I hadn't even posted it yet. Like, apparently saw a sufficient amount of skin that they were like, it looks like you're posting nudity. We would like to remind you that nudity is not allowed in public posts, including implied nudity. And it just, once again, like, the fuck do you think this is?
was gonna take a screenshot, but my head's cut off, and most people don't care about that, but...
Do you think my nipples stop existing?
There's a screenshot. Let me go like this really quick, because I don't know if it's gonna preview... Okay, good. I didn't know if it would preview other screenshots I had taken, so that's why I switched screens, because I don't want to get suspended on Twitch again for having 3 seconds of non-sexual female nipples showing. Much better to show, you know, human enemies getting their heads blown off by guns. That's fine.
Wearing a bikini top.
I'm excited for VidCon. Despite everything, I am excited for VidCon, even though I know that it's going to be exactly the same as the last 15 years, and I'm never going to make it as a content creator, like, career-wise or whatever. I'm still, I don't know. Maybe this will be my last year. We'll find out.
And yet people are just like, fucking thing. This fucking thing. And yet people are just like, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway.
There we go. Alright, let's find another clip.
Anything new on the,
The chat for me to pay attention to?
Yes, Chris Bryant said same here. That was back around the new beach part. Penny says you need to make your spots. I keep telling people, look up the state laws, compare with the township laws. Most don't say shit about being at home. I've switched, Chris Bryant says I've switched to MeWe.
I had Zan reading the chat for me so that I wasn't, like, getting water all over my laptop.
I post to MeWe too.
Yeah, we're checking, yeah, exactly. And yet somehow every year's worse. Yeah, I post to MeWe too, but it's like, I don't really read the comments over there or anything. I really don't like MeWe because they lean more towards the anything goes, so they literally have, like, you know, Nazis and
Hey, I always want to support my fellow content creators who aren't fucking Nazis. Nazis or transphobes or, you know, bigots in other ways. I might not necessarily like the kind of content. I mean, I might not necessarily be interested in that kind of content, like the lip syncing, dancing, whatever. But as long as you're not putting, you know, hateful, harmful ideology in the world, then I'll do my best to help you out with my teeny tiny platform, such as it is. Wanton violence is fine. Women exercise. Well, and you know, like sexual content in games is okay too if it's like Cyberpunk, but you can't play an adult game, but you can play a game that has adult game content. It's completely arbitrary. It's all about, you know, whoever's famous enough for rules not to apply to them. And again, as I pointed out, you know, Twitch supposedly only allows bikinis in the hot tub category, and yet you can go to the trending page and you'll find women just sitting in their bedroom in a bikini. And it's like, but you said that it has to be hot. Like, there's no consistency.
Anti-vaxxers and stuff.
there. And of course, that's one of the things that as you guys, those of you who follow me for a long time know, I'm stuck in a hard place. Between a dildo and a hard place, I'm gonna get banned on Twitch for saying dildo. But cutting enemies' heads off is totally fine. I can only post actually topless on places that allow full-on porn. There is nowhere that I can just post. I can just
all the websites are.
That doesn't allow explicit porn. And
all the platforms.
It's not true for others.
YouTube.
The example that I always bring up is the Normalizing Nudity channel, who's a nice guy, and I did a video for him, and then I put an interview with him on my channel, and his videos are fully naked, fully uncensored people.
This is stuff I've said a bunch, but I might as well make a clip out of it for new people.
There is nowhere that I can just post.
I can just sit there without a shirt that doesn't allow explicit porn. And it's not true for others. YouTube, the example that I always bring up is the Normalizing Nudity channel, who's a nice guy, and I did a video for him, and then I put an interview with him on my channel, and his videos are fully naked, fully uncensored people, most of whom are women, talking about nudism, answering questions about nudism.
And the clearest example I can give of how my answering questions about nudism. Clearest example I can give of how my content
is banned to a degree that nobody else is. I submitted my video to his channel. He put it up. It was up for years. It got over 10 million views and like hundreds of comments, most of which were gross. But you know, what do you expect?
Can I get it under a minute?
And I took that video and I put it on
my own channel. And on my channel, I actually did apply a mosaic effect from my shoulders down, so it was, you know, blurred out like you would see on, you know, most videos or whatever. And YouTube banned my censored version, but didn't ban the uncensored version on his channel.
Like, is that not the most clear example of how I am banned to a degree that no one else is?
Okay. Maybe it won't be under a minute, but let's see. This one could be longer than a minute.
Most of whom are women, talking about nudism, answering questions about nudism.
Clearest example I can give of how my content is banned to a degree that nobody else is. I submitted my video to his channel.
Let me see. Where can I cut this off?
The example that I always bring up is.
Let's see. There we go. That's under a minute. Yeah!
The example that I always
bring up is the Normalizing Nudity channel.
Ice
He's
cream.
a nice guy, and I did a video for him, and then I put an interview with him on my channel. And his
Look
videos
at all
are
this
fully
content.
Fully uncensored people, most of whom are women, talking about nudism, answering questions about nudism. Clearest example I can give of how my content is banned to a degree that nobody else is. I submitted my video to his channel. He put it up. It was up for years, it got over 10 million views and like hundreds of comments, most of which were gross, but you know, what do you expect? And I took that video and I put it on my own channel, and on my channel I actually did apply a mosaic effect from my shoulders down, so it was, you know, blurred out like you would see on, you know.
And the nice thing too is making a TikTok version for this. It's already like censored centered, bleh, so I'm not going to be cutting out too much. So that's nice.
Videos or whatever.
And YouTube banned my censored version, but didn't ban the uncensored version on his channel. Like, is that not the most clear example of how I am banned to a degree that no one else is? So, alright, same old shit. I don't know, like, I don't know if we're gonna get any new people. This feels really weird. Like, I'm always, you know, I don't want to play into the sexualization of female nipples by being... Can it imitate my spit-up voice? Not exactly.
Not really. I do have a couple of voices either. I actually really want to do a demo reel someday for, like, character voices, because I think it'd be really fun.
Actually, I had the idea, and I was talking about it with Link. When I can learn how to do Blender tutorials and make my own VR tuber, or not VR, VTuber, there we go. I was thinking that I'll make one for me, and I'll make another one for Link, and so, like, we'll have our two characters in the corner, and we can live stream together, and, you know, I won't be putting his face all over the place, although his face is already out there anyway, but we'll have our own character voices, and it's funny because I was like, you know, he has, like, a kid voice anyway, a little kid voice, and I was like, do you have a character voice? And he goes, yeah! Like, I can't even do it. It was super high-pitched, and a little hard, a little grating on the ears, but it was just kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to live stream with my son. I'm just a little nervous because I don't want him to say, like, weird crap and get me in trouble. But
I don't
Marge
wanna play
Simpson. Oh, Homer. No, not really.
into the sexualization of female nipples.
I'm
by
not good at imitations, really.
being sexy. I don't want to play into the sexual.
Let's see.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get any new people. This feels really weird.
Here. Let's see. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm not saying these are the most interesting. I'm just saying it's free content. Lisa. I'm trying to think of a Lisa kind of line. Bart, what did I tell you about that? I don't know. That probably doesn't sound anything like. Yeah, I'm not
This
I'm
feels
not good
really
at imitation.
weird. Like, I'm always. Weird. Like, I'm always. I don't want to play into the sexualization of female nipples by being sexy, by doing what I consider sexual things.
Things like saying sexual things and, you know,
Playing. Things and
you know, playing, bleep, fill in the
saying sexual things. And
Always with the you-knows.
sexual things and laying bleep, fill in the blank, you know, whatever. But the fact that female.
Probably cut this part out. Let's cut that part out and put this down here.
I don't want to play into the sexualization
of female nipples by being sexy, by doing what I consider sexual things like saying sexual things and laying, bleep, fill in the blank, you know, whatever. But the fact that female nipples are considered sexy, regardless of what's happening, regardless of our consent, regardless of the situation, regardless of what's coming out of our mouth, regardless of, you know, I could be sitting there completely
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Have a good time. By the way, guys, I may or may not stream on Thursday. The dentist called and they actually moved up the day for getting my permanent tooth put in. Hopefully the right one this time. And it's at 10, so I'll probably be home by 12, and it shouldn't hurt. But yeah, we'll have to see. And then Friday night I'll be really busy. I'm running out of days. I have so much I still need to do before VidCon. Anyway.
So what's happening,
Regardless of our consent, regardless of situation, regardless of what's coming out of our mouth, I could be sitting there completely motionless, and it would be considered pornographic on the same level as actually doing pornographic stuff. Which again, just doesn't make any fucking sense.
So many F-bombs, but what can I say? Kind of hard to talk about topless equality in a kid-friendly way according to mainstream sites. What about, a nipple? Well, you know, there's as many children are dying from nipples as often as children are dying from drag shows and books about racism. So
pornographic stuff, which again just doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Literally, I just want the same rights as
Me. Literally.
Doop-a-doo. Doop-a-doo. Yep, Black Mermaids. Yeah, of course.
This doesn't make any fucking sense to
Who
me.
cares?
Literally,
It's funny because the stuff about, you know, having a black mermaid has been trickling out for over a year, but I guess Fox News didn't tell them to be outraged about it. They were still too busy complaining about the female M&M putting on shoes instead of heels.
I want the same rights as men. Can I just be topless in every situation that males are? That's why Twitch's hot tub category really pisses me off, because for years Twitch would
Cut it there.
Twitch's
Nice.
hot tub category.
I still haven't seen Wakanda Forever. I'm still sad that Chadwick died, and I thought he was I liked watching him. Plus, Shuri, the one that plays Shuri, she like came out as an anti-vaxxer or something. I don't remember what it was, but there's something she said that I was like, ooh, I have a hard time supporting her now. I guess, you know, eventually every celebrity is gonna come out problematic in some way, but
Story really pisses me off
because for years Twitch was the only
honestly, I could have minute-long clips for days if I keep doing this. Which, you know, would make it easy for me to have daily videos at least.
That's why Twitch's hot tub category really
pisses me off, because for years Twitch was the only mainstream platform that theoretically banned all nipples, including male nipples. And again, male-female nipples is an idiotic concept.
But they said that if it was
like a beach situation and there were people behind you without, you know, like a guy without a shirt, it was okay. And I guess people kept exploiting that. So then Twitch's solution was to come up with a, you know, pools and hot tub category.
And wouldn't you know it?
People who look male are allowed to be topless, but people who look female aren't. And it's just like that's the kind of thing where I'm saying like it feels like every year is worse. Like, even though in progressive spaces there's more conversations about, you know, sex work is work, although that's a pretty far leftist opinion. The average, you know, Bernie bro or whatever is not going to support that. They're going to say, like, oh, you know, there's going to be a lot of slut-shaming and stuff like that. But even as that becomes more normalized in certain leftist quarters...
Let's see.
And it's just, like, that's the kind of thing where I'm saying, like, it feels like every year is worse.
Possibly cut it there, but let's see.
By the way, there's no way... But even as that becomes more normalized in certain leftist corners. By the way, there's no way I'm going to be able to stay in this hot tub for
what is it, a 3-hour stream without like dying because I'm going to be so pruny. Matthew put way too much chlorine in it. Yeah. Anyway, same old shit. Okay, is there a question that we can talk about?
Okay, here we go.
Male art. And it's just like that's the kind of thing where I'm saying like it feels like every year is worse.
Nope, I'm gonna have to end there. Okay. Clip number 6. Let's go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Yeah. Anyway, same old shit. Okay, is there a question that we can talk about? And by the way, please feel free to not make it a sexual question. I would much rather talk about like video games or art or like, you know.
Oh, I kept getting out.
Beyond female nipples. So don't feel limited.
You can watch the whole stream file if you want, by the way. It's up on Twitch and YouTube for now, unless it gets banned.
Ask questions like that.
How many people, does it say how many people are allegedly in the chat?
17 right now.
17, wow.
Mayana Storm says female nipples on a dude's channel are male nipples. Facts. That's back from the normalizing nudity thing. Chris Bryant says the news blogger has a
here.
Questions, submissions allowed now. Brainstorm. Imagine you could have the perfect sandwich made for you by your best friend or a friendly robot or something, so you wouldn't need to worry about the prep.
Don't care about that. Making a sandwich is boring.
Isn't like that.
Like, I freaking put a video up the other day that was kind of a joke video about, like, being self-conscious about my nipples being hard in a grocery store. Still got right-wingers on there being like, there's no such thing as a patriarchy, there's no such thing as sexism, you ugly slut, blah, blah, blah. So,
You already flagged for there.
No, it's short. And there's a plane in the background. Don't care about the
I don't think
sandwich.
they have any up here, but that was pretty good. Kind of like, and I always get like a ton of vegetables. I do like vegetables. I do like to put salad dressing on it. I don't really have any for sourdough. Never white. I didn't play long enough that it started to feel quickly. I'm also very bad
Do
at
girls
finishing
shave their
games.
armpits?
More than a little bit of that. I will go back to it someday.
Talking about playing
And
Spider-Man
the web
games.
thing that was kind of fun. It always cracks me up when you're like, what is your web? What is your web flow as far as like combat and movement and like moving from movement into combat or whatever. I haven't played Forspoken yet, and I know I'm like, I'll still probably play Forspoken.
I love
someday,
video
and I'll
games,
just,
so
like, play on my phone.
Bring up video games, you're gonna get video games.
All right, there's the end of that.
Alright, more, not so much a question, but a comment. I've followed you for years, and I've always
Always appreciated what you do.
Aw.
First time chat.
He was just
no
here
comments
again.
Already. Do girls shave their armpits and no comments on appearance? And some do, some don't.
yeah. I mean, I don't really care about comments on appearance in this one. I just don't want them to be, like, gross about it. Like, oh, nice tits, you know.
The girl job the armpits. That's from Action KD. And
It depends on the girl. It depends on the girl. That is actually a topic that I talk about a lot. I actually recently have been on a kick of bringing...
Let's see.
It depends on the girl.
That is actually a topic that I talk about a lot.
Possibly cut this part out. We'll find out.
A lot. I actually recently have been on a kick of bringing up how
Body positivity, as great as it is that it's moving towards, you know, exposing fat phobia and stuff.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
as great as it is that it's moving
Towards exposing fat phobia and stuff like that. That seems to be the limit. There is not support of, like, adult acne or, you know, shaving your legs or whatever. And obviously a big part of that is because something only really gets support when it's viewed in a capitalism-friendly lens. Fat acceptance is great for capitalism because it's like a whole new line of, like, you know, bras meant for fat people, so supportive or whatever. It's like a whole new, you know, product lines based on that. But stuff like, you know, making you not ashamed of your acne, not like how to get rid of your acne or how to cover your acne under like 10 layers of foundation or whatever, but just how to not feel ashamed to go in public with acne, isn't profitable. So of course that's not getting attention.
Just under 7.
acne.
There we go. Alright. Here's another one.
It depends.
Ah! What the hell? What did I do? I think I just hit end and went back to the thing. My nails are a little too long. Normally I would cut my nails at this point, but I kind of want to have them long for VidCon so I can like color them and stuff. I don't know. I almost always keep my nails cut super short, but I don't know. I'll probably get frustrated and do it like in a day or
It
two.
depends on the girl.
Let's see. I'm going to put a... Let's see. Answering the AMA. Do girls shave their armpits? And it's huge. Ah. Which of course... I don't know if I would want to scratch someone's eyes out because it would probably bend my nail backward, but I guess if I'm desperate... Yeah, obviously this was just a sexual question, but whatever. I said Amma. Essential graphics. There we go. Let's make it agency. It's so frustrating that the styles is attached to the project. I don't know how to make styles available between all your projects. It's kind of stupid that it's only within that project. There's essential graphics, but then it has other stuff that it also brings over that is not really what I want from it. And for some it defaults to gray instead of black. Oh wait, no, not background. Shadow, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why it defaults to gray instead of black. And then I don't want that much distance. Let's see.
It depends on the girl. That is actually a topic that I talk about a lot. I actually recently have been on
a kick of bringing up how body positivity, as great as it is that it's moving towards exposing fat phobia and stuff like that, that seems to be the limit.
I might as well keep that on there the whole
adult
time.
Acne
or you know, shaving your legs or whatever.
Oh, I should also put my thingy on here. Let me go into here so I don't accidentally show anything. Video projects. No, assets. Pasty. Okay. Gotta be so freaking careful so I don't accidentally show anything. I'll just make it small. Put it down there. Make it there it is. Like 60% opacity. There we go. Alright. Lock it for now. And then I'll fix it later, of course. Alright. Ah! What did I just do? I keep trying to switch hotkeys between software and it does different stuff and sometimes it really messes me up.
It depends on the girl.
Okay. That is actually a topic that I talk about a lot. I actually recently have been on a kick of bringing up how body positivity, as great as it is that it's moving towards exposing fat phobia and stuff like that, that seems to be the limit. There is not support of like adult acne or, you know, shaving your legs or whatever, and obviously a big part of that is because something only really gets support when it's viewed in a capitalism-friendly lens. Fat acceptance is
Still
great for
so
capitalism.
weird that this is allowed, but me just sitting there without a shirt isn't. Like, it's exactly identical content. What the fuck?
Because it's like
A whole new line of like, you know, bras meant for fat people, so supportive or whatever. It's like a whole new, you know.
I should have put my banner in the background somehow. I didn't think about it. Next hot tub stream, I'll bring my banner. That banner, I'll bring it downstairs and put it in the background.
product lines based on that.
But stuff like, you know, making you not ashamed of your acne, not like how to get rid of your acne or how to cover your acne under like 10 layers of foundation or whatever, but just how to not feel ashamed to go in public with acne isn't profitable. So of course that's not getting attention.
Okay.
And also, cat hair. Also, not shaving, you know, not spending $1 million fucking dollars on razors and shaving cream and everything. Again,
And
not
then
profitable.
some of the people
So
got off on a
obviously
whole
that's
thing
not gonna
about
get the same attention.
shaving
It's funny because I'm
blades
going to VidCon again in 3 weeks,
based
and
on
last
that.
year's VidCon I had a good time, but
It's funny.
I'm gonna have so many fucking clips from this. I will have content for a month. And it's all gonna be like kind of boring, but again, it doesn't matter. It's for people that have never seen my content before, I guess. Because that's how TikTok is, especially. It's like hard to see content from people you're already following.
It's funny because I'm
going to VidCon again in 3 weeks, and
I just want to hit 1,000 followers on TikTok before VidCon so I can do a live stream, which doesn't even really matter. But I mean, can you imagine if I see some famous person or whatever there who has millions of followers on TikTok and we did a live stream and all of a sudden I got all these people? Oh, that'd be amazing. Hi, Emrich. Straight razors and strops. Yeah, is strop the thing that you sharpen it on? That still terrifies me. As I said then, the idea of someone like holding a blade to your throat. So I'm making clips from my live stream that I can put up as YouTube shorts and TikToks and stuff like that. And I'm probably making too many, but again, it doesn't really matter what I say because it's like, oh my god, bikini, and probably they'll get banned anyway. So I don't know if it's going to be a very exciting live stream, but I really want to get some actual content made. I'm so frustrated looking at all my old videos, and it's like, I wish that I had done more with the time that I had. Get fewer videos out, but make them higher quality. But I don't know. With a fine abrasive, yeah, like sort of sandpapery. So yeah, anyway, I'm on clip 7. I can always just export them and then decide not to use them. I don't know.
Last year's VidCon, I had a good time.
You can't schedule posts on TikTok unless you use a third-party setup. You might be able to with Sendable now, actually. I don't know. So maybe I could figure out a way to do that. That'd be nice. But yeah. Straight razor. Useful for haircuts. At least even the top of your head is less horrifying than your throat. It's just so easy to imagine them being like... But I don't know.
But the panels were
There were a couple of, like, leftists, using your activism for blah, 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 for helping the world through your activism or whatever. But there was still this feeling of, like, it has to be profitable. It has to be like, oh, that feels so good, buy our shit. And, I don't know, it's frustrating. And, like, I don't know how other content creators who actually are big and famous and get sponsorships and stuff don't know what that's like. Sponsors won't touch me with a 10-foot pole. I don't know how it's like for them. I know that content creation is a business and it takes effort and work, despite dudes thinking that, like, oh,
Not
you
keeping
can be a
this.
bikini on a camera and you'll suddenly be like a millionaire. Not true. I can flat out tell you that. It is a business, but at the same time, like, one of the reasons that I have not grown as much as I could have, and yes, I do go onto rambles based on any questions. That's how I roll. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, one of the reasons I haven't grown is that I really don't try to exploit this commercialization of female bodies. Again, this is very unusual. This is me actually kind of like satirizing the absurdity that somehow this is a...
Maybe I will clip this. I don't know. We'll find out.
one of the reasons I haven't
grown is that I really don't try to exploit this commercialization of female bodies. Again, this is very unusual. This is me actually kind of like satirizing the absurdity that somehow this is allowed. Somehow this is not implied nudity, but like a video cutting off of my shoulders is implied nudity. Like, it's so fucking stupid. Anyway, I know that when...
I don't know, man. I don't know.
is implied nudity.
Like, it's so fucking stupid. Anyway, I know that when content creation is your business, you have to be conscious of what you can do or say that will put off sponsors. And again, normalizing female nipples and body hair and acne and stuff like that there's not a margin for profit, at least not that I can think of off the top of my head. So you're not going to find sponsors who are cool with that. In fact, you might lose sponsors based on that, because they're going to be like, oh, she's saying that, she's saying we shouldn't be ashamed of acne. Well, there goes our clear salt. I can't think of the name of any of those anti-acne things or whatever. You're going to lose sponsors. So back to body hair shaving. I actually have a really old video that I did.
Let's see.
Off sponsors.
And again, normalizing female nipples and body hair and acne and stuff like that there's not a margin for profit, at least not that I can think of off the top of my head. So you're not going to find sponsors who are cool with that. In fact, you might lose sponsors
Based on that, because they're going to be like...
There. Okay.
Because they're going to be like...
oh, she's saying that, she's saying we shouldn't be ashamed of acne. Well, there goes our clear salt. I can't think of the name of any of those anti-acne things or whatever. You're going to lose sponsors. So back to body hair shaving. I actually have a really old video that I did on that subject, and my thoughts are basically the same. I'm fine with people shaving. I'm fine with, whatever your preference is. I'm not fine with...
Let's see.
So, back to body...
body hair shaving. I actually have a really old video that I did on that subject, and my thoughts are basically the same.
Might keep it, might not. Thanks for keeping company with me, even though this is boring.
On that subject, and my thoughts
Are basically the same. I'm fine with people shaving. I'm fine with, whatever your preference is. I'm not fine with society saying you have to do this to be allowed in public. I am thinking with VidCon.
I am thinking
With VidCon, like, my legs are still quite hairy.
Like,
my legs are still quite hairy. I have not shaved in, fucking, I don't know, 6 months, something like that.
with VidCon, like,
There you go.
you have to do this to be allowed in public. My legs are still quite hairy.
That's probably gonna get me banned.
I have not shaved in,
Fucking, I don't know, 6 months, something like that. It can feel nice.
It can feel nice
To have shaved legs for like 2 days until it starts getting all prickly and, if you get cut or whatever. Waxing is painful.
or whatever.
The beast. Oh, I'm gonna get so many comments from triggered right wingers, but you know what? Good. It's free engagement.
Until it starts getting all prickly
And, if you get cut or whatever. Waxing is painful. I've done it a couple of times, and I guess you're supposed to like do it every month for it to start staying hairless. If you just do it once a year or something like that, then your hair just grows back anyway, so it's kind of pointless. It's also expensive. So I don't love that.
painful. I've done it a couple of times.
Let's see.
Waxing is painful.
I'll leave it there.
So I don't love
There we go.
or whatever. Waxing is painful. So I don't love
That. But even if it was perfectly easy and free and everything to like get my legs waxed every week or whatever, I still wouldn't do it very often.
whatever. I still wouldn't do it very often.
Often because I resent the implication that I have to be shaved to be allowed in public and online without getting shamed. And the final part of that pisses me off is also, why can I not
And the
final part of that pisses me off is also, why can I not just fucking exist without men sexualizing it? Why can I not just
There's another one. Another clip.
so
back to body hair shaving? I actually have a really old video that I did.
Actually, no. Let's delete that, and then we can maybe include that other part with this. Let's see.
I'm fine with
People shaving. I'm fine with, whatever your preference is. I'm not fine with society saying you have to do this to be allowed in public. My legs are still quite hairy. I have not shaved in, fucking, I don't know, 6 months, something like that. It can feel nice to have shaved legs for like 2 days until it starts getting all prickly and, if you get cut or whatever. Waxing is painful. So
There's a little bit of a breath there.
or whatever.
No breathing allowed.
And if you get cut or whatever, waxing is painful.
There we go.
So I
I don't love that. But even if it was perfectly easy and free and everything to like get my legs waxed every week or whatever, I still wouldn't do it very often because I resent the implication that I have to be shaved to be allowed in public and online without getting shaved. And the final part of that pisses me off is also, why can I not just fucking exist without men sexualizing it? Why can I not just have hair or not have hair without having gross ass men every single time? If I post anything, a video or a picture that has like armpit hair or leg hair visible, I will get comments from men being like, oh, I love nice hairy woman. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, can I just exist, please?
without every part of my body being turned into something that gives some guy, spank bank material.
Maybe I'll just make that a separate one. Let's see.
Whatever. Waxing
It's painful, so I don't love that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just make it a separate one. And it's okay if it's under a minute. That means it's more likely to get watched. Leg pit hair.
months, something like that.
It can feel nice to have shaved legs for like 2 days until it starts getting all prickly and, if you get cut or whatever. Waxing is painful, so I don't love that. But even if it was perfectly easy and free and everything to like get my legs waxed every week or whatever, I still wouldn't do it very often because I resent the implication that I have to be shaved to be allowed in public and online without getting shaved.
Okay, so there's that one.
And the final part of that
That pisses me off is also, why can I not just fucking exist without men sexualizing it? Why can I not just have hair or not have hair without having gross ass men every single time? If I post anything, a video or a picture that has like armpit hair or leg hair visible, I will get comments from men being like, oh, I love nice hairy woman. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, can I just exist, please? Without every part of my body being turned into something that gives some guy, spank bank material. The end.
I kind of like that, actually. I'll leave that. I don't know. Should I leave the end, ha ha ha, or should I just cut it off at spank bake material?
Oh, it's hot. I gotta sit out.
Do 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 do.
I think I like my beard. I mean, you know, it's my choice.
Yeah.
If you're close enough to me for your opinion to matter, you know, or I want to please you or something, then maybe I'll take your thoughts into consideration. Anyway, okay, Penny, the Spider-Man games are dope. Also, can't.
Uh-oh, I'm out of the tub. I only have my toes in there. Does this make it sexual now? It's funny because I'm streaming on Twitch as I'm editing this Twitch stream. And like Zan said, he's waiting for me to get banned on Twitch for editing a Twitch stream.
For the sequel,
I left it on the hot tubs category even though I'm video editing because I figured, you know, Twitch is a little less likely to ban me for it, but I don't know. We'll find out.
it says same
Here, Penny, Chris Pine.
You don't have to read if they're just having a conversation among themselves.
Yeah, okay. Have you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yes. Yes.
And Penny says, good question. When did you decide?
Yeah, stop there. Okay, so Red Dead Redemption. I played a lot of Red Dead. Part of why I kind of gave up on Death Stranding too, because I just myself feeling like I had to take every side quest by, you know, eeriness. I love the story and the characterization and stuff like that. It was a challenge because it's a violent game.
Let's see.
I love the story and
Let's see. Let's do this one. Trigger some more gun nuts.
it was a challenge because
It's a violent game, and my kids are pretty much always home. They're at school and daycare right now, but they're both getting out of that on the 16th of June, and then they're going to be home 24/7 for 2 months. So we'll see how that goes.
but they're both getting out of that daycare right now.
Let's see.
Violent game, and my kids are pretty much always home. They're always home.
Let's see.
So it's hard to find time to play a violent video. So it's hard to find
Time to play a violent video game, because I don't think that games make people violent, but I do think that on impressionable young minds, I don't want to normalize gun violence. That is something, let's get political here, that is something that is on my mind pretty frequently. I'm glad that I don't live in like Texas or Florida or one of those truly fucked up, backwards ass pro-gun death states. But you know, it can happen anytime, anywhere. Even in California, fucking bugs. Even California where, you know, guns are...
death states, but you know it can happen anytime, anywhere. Even California, where you know guns are
a lot more regulated. And I just... It really...
Ah, what did I click? God, I am just hitting all the buttons I'm not trying to hit. Having long nails is hard.
guns are a lot more regulated, and it really disturbs me.
When the kids will be like, I shoot you, like, I don't let them talk like that. I say, like, blast. And Trisha Hirschberger apparently says that, too. I talked to her a little bit, and she was like, yeah, we don't say shoot, we say blast around here. And it's something that I really get.
Like that. I say like blast.
Do, 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 do. Can always farm those gun nuts for engagement. Of course, they'll report this as sexually explicit, get it taken down, but...
And it's something...
Let's see.
Don't let them talk like that. I say like blast. And it's something that I really get
On my kids' case about it. Like, they'll say gun, and I'll be like, don't say gun. And Aiden's like, no, it's a healing gun. I'm like, I don't care. Call it healing wand. Call it whatever. So, yeah, it's hard to play games like that. It's hard to play, like, Resident Evil and stuff. Like, I mean, I don't...
call it whatever. I only play Resident Evil
on streams anyway, because I get scared easily, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna get scared, I might as well make content out of it. Even though I like the storylines and stuff in Resident Evil, I just am very sensitive to jump scares, and also I'm terrible at conserving ammo. I just want the thing to please be dead and not come back and get me. And I also, you know, like Dead Space, I want to play it. I played the other ones before, but at the same time, like them popping out of the panels or getting trapped with them in.
I don't know if I returned to the point.
Start out like cutscene is right next to you, and you have to like shoot it before it gets close to you. I don't. No. I actually did fan art a long time ago.
Yeah, I think that was the end of that. Okay. So let's see.
It was a...
Ah! What am I hitting, damn it?
It was a challenge
because it's a violent game, and my kids are pretty much...
Let's see. Doop-a-doop.
always home, so it's
Ah.
hard to find time to play a violent video game.
Again, trying to use shortcut keys from other games. you played Red Dead Redemption?
It was a challenge.
Because it's a violent game and my kids are pretty much always home, so it's hard to find time to play a violent video game because I don't think that games make people violent, but I do think that on impressionable young minds, I don't want to normalize gun violence. That is something, let's get political here, that is something that is on my mind pretty frequently. I'm glad that I don't live in like Texas or Florida or one of those truly fucked up, backwards ass pro-gun death states. But you know, it can happen anytime, anywhere. Even California where, you know, guns are a lot more regulated. And it really disturbs me when the kids will be like,
I need that.
But you know,
it can happen anytime, anywhere. And it really disturbs me when the kids will be like, I shoot you. Like, I don't let them talk like that. I say, like, blast. And it's something that I really get on my kids' case about it. Like, they'll say gun, and I'll be like, don't say gun. And it is like, no, it's a healing gun. I'm like, I don't care. Call it healing wand. Call it whatever. So, yeah, it's hard to play games like that. It's hard to play, like,
Let's see. Good enough. Doesn't have to be a super clean ending. Okay.
to really make that happen with my kids.
Let's see.
There's people that don't play games, but I just don't know how to really make that happen with my kids being home all the time and me being like the sole person behind. You know, I have you guys like moderating for me,
but like the filming the videos, editing the videos, putting them up, blah blah blah, and the fact that, you know, my topless quality content is banned all the time everywhere anyway. I don't know how to make that happen, and I actually said that this is going to be the last year that I try to make content creation a career. If I cannot establish at least some income, at least like $1,000 a month, which is nothing compared to the amount of hours I put into making content, but if I can't establish that, I'm going to just basically quit it and, you know, get a full-time job and everything like that, and maybe like
it still makes me sick how so many of the VidCon panels are literally how to make money, how to grow your channel to make more money, how to, you know, be a capitalism friendly activist for equality, how to make money, how to make money, how to make money, how to make money, how to make money. That's 90% of the fucking panels at fucking VidCon.
and it's closed because I don't have the time to edit.
But there are no other conventions for content creators to go to. Certainly none that are focused on, you know, creativity.
Non-closed one.
But maybe I can. Maybe this will be the year. But I've been doing this shit since the first year of YouTube's existence, and it has gotten more fascist. It has gotten more anti-women, more anti-sex worker. You know, like the stuff that I care about is not capitalism friendly. Anyway, yeah. So I do want to finish Red Dead Redemption eventually, but probably not until I can become rich and famous enough to live stream every day, and then I can stream it, and then I don't feel like I'm just sitting there playing games, you know, for fun. I'm making content. I'm getting paid. So, you know, with my husband out there slaving away at his real job, I don't feel as guilty.
Funny years.
And my kids wouldn't be there watching me play a violent video game. I
Ow,
really try
that
not to
hurts
play
my
video
face.
games while my husband is at work. I do during my life.
Let me see. Should I have that as a end?
So, you know, with my husband out there slaving away at his real job, I don't feel as guilty. And my kids wouldn't be there watching me play a
Violent video game. I really try not to play video games while my husband is at work. I do during my live streams, and that I feel bad enough, hence why I'm gonna like quit this whole thing at the end of the year if I can't make any income at it. But I want to finish it. I just don't know when I'll be able to play a violent video game. Yeah, the end.
Here, there we go. There we go.
healing wand, call it whatever. I want to finish it. I want to finish it. I just don't know when I'll be able to play a violent video game. Yeah, the end.
There. That's a little bit better of an ending, I think. To the clip. I know it's not planned ahead, but...
You never get like just one answer. Hey, good question, a bad question. When did you decide to stop shaving your armpits? And a bad question. Do you think hairy armpits are sexy? Yes, that. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I didn't really like make a conscious decision. It was sort of a longish process. I'm even on a frame. Okay.
Maybe this one?
I didn't really like make... I didn't really like
Make a conscious decision. It was sort of a longish process. I'm even on a frame. Okay. It was sort of a longish process where I
make a conscious decision.
I would much rather be playing video games right now, but like I said, I'm trying to actually get some content out there, and I figure, you know, I don't have to censor this, because as we all know, female nipples stop existing under a bikini top, so, At least I don't have to do that step. I don't even think this counts as a bikini. I don't know. I need to get a sexier outfit. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, like that was all I could find because I don't wear swimsuits because I just go to nude beaches.
Really, like, make a conscious decision.
It was sort of a longish process.
Let's see.
Really, like, make a conscious decision. It was sort of a longish process.
Where I used to be a lot more sensitive about it. I have this one clear memory of being at community college and I was wearing
jeans, but they
that
were...
wasn't a question.
Huh?
Kenny said that wasn't a question. That was an example for chat.
Oh, well, I'm still going to talk about it anyway. I mean, like, that's not even, like, this isn't Ask Me Anything. Like I said, it's mostly just, like, do you think, you know, like,
sexy boobs, you know, show us your PUSSY kind of thing. That's what I want to do. But anyway, I remember sitting there with my
Got the tongue click.
unclear memory of being at community college and I was wearing... I remember sitting there with my pants were too short. To be a lot more sensitive. One clear memory of being at community college.
There we go.
Clear memory of being at community college. I remember sitting there with my pants were too short.
so there were...
My pants were too short.
Isn't this so thrilling? The exciting back scenes of why it takes 20 hours, and this is not even censorship. The censoring of my videos is, as you guys know, the part that takes the longest. So if Zan can program something to do it, or Emmerich can figure out how to do it in DaVinci, or I can find someone to hire to do it for me, then I will be able to come out with so much more better, higher quality, more frequent videos. Clicking your tongue. I didn't click when I talk. Oh, I do. I do a ton. And I say, you know. But whatever. And I do a lot, which is really loud.
I didn't really like
all these years I've been doing this stuff and I still have all these tics that I need to not do. I'm getting better about not looking immediately away when I finish a line. By the way, when I was watching some of my oldest videos on my gaming channel, I used to be less wooden reading from a script. So I just got to get back to that. Having someone that can look at my scripts and make them sound more natural would probably help. And then doing like 5 takes per line, you know. Hello, Gutzerker. Welcome to the last hour and 15 minutes of the stream.
I didn't really like make a
conscious decision. It was sort of a longish process where I used to be a lot more sensitive about it. I have this one clear memory of being at community college. I remember sitting there with my pants were too short, so there were like a couple of inches of hair visible, you know, from my ankle or whatever. And I was wearing sandals because I like always wear sandals. I don't know, like, is this too sexy? Do I have to keep my legs crossed? Like fall backward?
Hair visible, you know, from my ankle or whatever.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm editing my stream from Twitch while on Twitch. This is so meta.
And I just remember being like
the actual meaning of meta, not fucking Facebook. Okay, I ate a ton for breakfast and I'm still hungry. I'm always too sexy. Well, as I was just saying in the previous clip, like, it doesn't matter how much body hair I do or don't have, I still get gross comments about it.
Hair visible,
you know, from my ankle or whatever. And I just remember being like really self-conscious about this little tiny bit of leg hair showing. And in retrospect, people probably wouldn't care. And my attitude is, if they do care, that's their fucking problem. Like, why do you care if someone has body hair or not? So yeah, I didn't like really decide.
Someone has body hair or not.
And of course, my hairy legs are on full display in this video.
That's their fucking problem.
Like, why do you care if someone has body hair or not? So yeah, I didn't like really decide, like, I'm gonna stop shaving. Honestly, the biggest detractor...
Stop shaving.
So many ums.
Decide, like, I'm gonna stop shaving. Honestly, the biggest detractor now
is kind of related to the bad question example. I don't like being sexualized, and so, like, I I did a couple of artistic nude photo shoots, and it was basically so I have something that
To the bad question example, I don't like being sexualized.
Which kind of already went through on the other
And
clip,
so,
but
like,
I did a couple of artistic nude photo shoots, and it was basically so I have something that I can sell that I you know, it's supposed to be art, like it's not sexual. I'm basically doing the same kind of poses that you would with clothes on, just without clothes. And like one of the like uncomfortable sitting on here. One of the shoots I did, I shaved everything, and
it's like uncomfortable sitting on here.
I'll just say one of the shoots.
Question example, I don't like being sexualized.
She doesn't like being sexualized. Why is she wearing a bikini on stream then?
To the bad question example, I don't like being sexualized. One of the shoots I did, I shaved everything, and I got gross comments about it. And then another shoot, I trimmed but I didn't shave, got gross comments about it. Like, it's really hard to normalize anything about a woman's body. It's hard to normalize nipples, it's hard to normalize, you know, body hair, it's hard to
Had to cut
normalize
this
like
down
literally
somehow.
anything about a female body without it getting sexualized. And yes, male bodies get sexualized too.
Let's see.
But
Okay, so what can I cut on this?
I didn't really like make a conscious decision. It was sort of a longish process where
A lot of actions seem to direct opposition to men. Who do you think you'd be if you just did what you wanted without worrying about men's opinions? I'm not even really sure, like, what that means. Like, I mean, if I didn't have to fight against the patriarchy all the time, I would just do the things that I enjoy. I would talk about gaming and arts and crafts and other progressive ideals. In a pretend world where, you know, we have true gender equality, then I'm sure there's plenty of other stuff that I would still care about. Even sex work, like, yes, women are disproportionately shamed for sex work, but just sex work in general, as long as it's consensual, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't have to be so conscious of getting banned at the drop of a hat. So that would free up a lot of mental space for other stuff. But I mean, I do like video games and stuff. It's just nobody watches that. And like I say in the stream, I can't really condone just playing video games for 5 or 10 of you guys to watch when Matthew's out there working a paying job.
I didn't really
All right,
make
I need
a
to cut
conscious
this down.
decision.
it was sort of a longish process where I used to be a lot more sensitive about it. I have this one clear memory of being at community college. I remember sitting there with my pants were too
Short, so
Let me see.
it was sort of a longish process where I used to be a lot more sensitive about it.
Here.
I remember sitting there with my pants were too
preview.
short,
Oh.
so there were like a couple of inches of hair visible, you know, from my ankle or whatever.
Yes.
And I just remember
Exactly. People who can't have children should not be passing laws on those who can. I'm sure someone's going to say that's transphobic, but I don't really understand how you're allowed to make legislation that doesn't affect you for other people. It doesn't, I don't understand. I don't understand how that's allowed. Because it's all fucking cis men. Not all, but, you know, you look at these groups of people who are passing legislation to restrict abortion, and it's 99% old white men. Old white cis men. But since when is anything fair?
I didn't really like make a
conscious decision. It was sort of a longish process where I used to be a lot more sensitive about it. I remember sitting there with my pants were too short, so there were like a couple of inches of hair visible, you know, from my ankle or whatever. And I just remember being like really self-conscious about this little tiny bit of leg hair showing. And in retrospect, people probably wouldn't care. And my attitude is, if they do care, that's their fucking problem. Like, why do you care if someone has body hair or not? So yeah, I didn't like really decide like I'm gonna stop shaving. Honestly, the biggest detractor now is kind of related to the bad question example. I don't like being sexualized. One of the shoots I did, I shaved everything, and I got gross comments about it. And then another shoot, I trimmed but I didn't shave, got gross comments about it. Like, it's really hard.
What can I cut to make this fit underneath?
of hair visible, you know, from my ankle or whatever. And I just remember being like, I used to be a lot more sensitive about it. I remember sitting there with
Let's try cutting that.
about it, and I just remember being like really self-conscious about this little tiny bit of leg hair showing. And in retrospect, people probably wouldn't care, and my attitude is, if they do care, that...
Okay.
I trimmed, but I didn't shave. Got gross comments about it.
Like, it's really hard to normalize anything about a woman's body. It's hard to normalize nipples, it's hard to normalize, you know, body hair, it's hard to normalize, like, literally anything about a female body without it getting sexualized.
Okay, we're so close to being under a minute.
This decision, it was sort of a longish process where...
Here. If we cut that... Is that under a minute? Yeah! Okay.
It was sort of a long...
Gotta go to work. Boo! Alright. It's not going to be a very exciting VOD. It's mostly just me playing this back and editing it and then further commentating on what I already said in the clip.
Longish process.
Does this count as a commentary stream if I'm commenting on my own channel? My own content?
Where I...
Used to be a lot more sensitive about it, and I just remember being like really self-conscious about this little tiny bit of leg hair showing. And in retrospect, people probably wouldn't care, and my attitude is, if they do care...
Yeah, okay. So, answering the AMA, when did you decide to stop shaving your legs? Which I understand was a fake example of a question, but I still feel like it was worth talking about. Okay.
Conscious about this little tiny bit of leg hair showing. And
Cleo reacts to top and stuff. Well, I mean, there's some people that do like reacting to my old videos, which is what I was doing on that other stream, so.
and in retrospect, people...
Okay. So there's that clip. Now let's find another one. How much more stream is there? Oh my god. Okay. I don't know. I could do something else, but I don't know. I just want to get stuff done, you know? I want to get some clips out. Have to manually upload them, but
And
Yes, male bodies can sexualize too, and yet men are allowed to choose. Well, you know, yes, people are sexualizing my nipples, like, you know, you don't think gay guys are on there oogling male stripper clips on YouTube or whatever, but they're still given the right to decide if they want to be on that platform or not. And of course, sexy, like, material allowed for sexually explicit material or whatever YouTube's bullshit line is. I always look at, like, music videos or, you know, content like this. Like, I could be wearing a little teeny tiny bikini, like, way smaller than this. Not me personally, because I get banned and nobody else does, but most people could be wearing a little teeny tiny, you know, bikini and, you know, be on video and they won't get banned. Or TikTok, you have all these yoga videos.
kind of want this. 12 flowers on.
material allowed... Sexy... And of course...
Maybe this.
And of course...
Sexy, like, material allowed for sexually explicit material or whatever YouTube's bullshit line is. I always look at, like, me.
Sexy, like, material allowed for sexual...
There we go.
Of course, material allowed for sexually explicit material or whatever.
YouTube's bullshit line is. I always look at, like, music videos or, you know, content like this. Like, I could be wearing a little teeny tiny bikini, like, way smaller than this. Not me personally, because I get banned and nobody else does, but most people could be wearing a little teeny tiny, you know, bikini and, you know, be on video and they won't get banned. Or TikTok, you have all these yoga videos of girls wearing bikinis, like, stretching their butt towards the camera or whatever, and that's allowed, but me sitting there without a shirt, not doing anything is not. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't make a conscious decision to stop shaving. I just basically kind of was doing it as a fuck you to the patriarchy, but at the same time...
Not doing anything is not. Yeah.
Eh.
At the same time, when I do shave, it's because I'm, like, self-conscious. Like, going into VidCon, you know,
Yeah.
it's all young.
Young people. I'm like, you know, I'm 38. I'm like 10 years at least older than... the neighbor's here. I'm at least 10 years older than... shut up! No! No!
I was worried that'd be really loud.
The neighbors are allowed to be in their own damn yard. Again, if I was super rich, I would get a mansion out in the middle of nowhere and never have to worry about having neighbors look at me, but... it hasn't happened yet. Body hair. Fuck you, the patriarchy. What was I talking about?
Don't yell.
You finished. So Kenny said everything is business now. That's to the capitalizing
Yeah.
beauty or appearance. Storm said I wanted to say something about how safety razor blades only cost 20 cents a piece, so it is possible to at least save money, but then I remembered that I treat shaving like a hobby, using razors and folks like crazy, and would actually save money if I stayed with cartridges.
Yeah, but I actually, well, I was just gonna say really quick, I did actually buy, it's supposed to be like, it's like $100 and you only...
I do try to shave my down into our, you know, overflowing.
Sharp command shave with.
Don't care about shaving.
Alright, sounds good now.
Okay.
Alright, Kenny said Trish Harrisberger
Sounds
was
like
the
someone's
sponsor
got
of
a
the job ox for her bare shoulders, and the word naked
specific
can't stand it.
interest in collecting shaving stuff.
Maria Storm, have you...
Wait, let me jump in, because I was gonna say, like, that's another thing that, like, in retrospect, like, having topless topics in the title, you know, it makes the point that I'm about top.
Let's see.
Wait, let me jump in, because I was gonna say, like, that's another thing that, like,
Let's see.
because I was gonna say, like, that's another thing that, like,
In retrospect, like, having topless topics in the title, you know, it makes the point that I'm about topless equality or whatever, but that word triggers so much censorship. And yes, if I had made it something like gender equality topics or
I
something,
don't know
it
if I
wouldn't be
want
as
this.
grabbing, but I wouldn't have quite as much issue with censors. And that's why lately I've really been trying to do hashtag gender equality rather than like hashtag topless equality. I mean, I still do both on like Mastodon and stuff like that, but like Instagram and everything, again, it's not as much, most people are not going to read that and be like, oh, I'm intrigued. But I think it makes the point that, you know, facing censorship based on your gender is fucking stupid. So that's why that signpost that I made that I'm going to sit out front, you know, during vid.
Maybe. Maybe.
that's another thing that, like,
Ah, yeah, I did it again. We'll just keep that one by itself. It doesn't matter. Because it's only gonna be new people. I am also tired of being a broken record.
so that's why that signpost that I made that I'm
I'm going to sit out front, you know, during VidCon and try to like have people come up so I can be like, do you believe in gender equality? Should I say the topic?
Excited.
That's why I said,
Probably gonna chicken out and not do it, but whatever.
gender equality. Anyway,
sorry, I just wanted to
I gotta order that
I mean, the way
bank,
you treat it, it's like you may have a
power
cookie
bank.
show that's, you know, how to best prepare your baby. You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's that bad. Okay, so, Razors, have you been reading anything interesting lately? That's from, Maria Storm.
it's real, how much of it's pseudoscience, but it doesn't believe in, you know, being Jewish, and she lyrics for like a parody about that, for like, it's like, there's not really much story, it's just, but if you don't like relate to any of the stuff she goes through, I don't go to Mars, I'm not gonna do it just to, yep. And I'm not fetish shaming, I am all for what, hence that lady that I stumbled onto who was bursting out of her bikini. If I like have the hot tub in the background but I'm sitting in a chair, does it still count as a hot tub stream?
There you go.
If I like
have the hot tub in the background, but I'm sitting in a chair, does it still count as a hot tub stream?
Chopped into oh my god, that would be so annoying.
the intricacies of the patriarchy.
I'd probably get banned for
You're
spam.
closer to a hot tub than being in your bedroom, like a lot of them.
Okay,
Again, not fair at all. Hence that.
To a hot tub than being in your bedroom, like a lot of them. Okay.
Again,
Bedroom, like a lot of them. Okay, let's
again,
see.
not fair at all. Hence that lady that I stumbled onto
Yeah.
who was bursting
Yeah,
out of her
exactly.
bikini with oiled skin.
And just sitting there in her bedroom, thousands of people watching. If I did that, I would be banned.
So back to the, capitalism sucks when nearly everything is a fetish for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not fetish shaming. I'm not fetish shaming. I am all for whatever your.
Maybe just that. People hear the word fetish and they go, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Time to get my wank material. I did the little short video that was sort of sarcastic, that was only my videos with breasts and boobs in the title get views. It's got 2,000 views. Me talking about how my videos that talk about breasts and boobs are the only videos of mine that get views. Got views.
And I'm not fetish shaming.
I'm not fetish shaming. I am all for whatever your, you know, as
It's
long as
so
it's
boring.
consensual. So I don't support, you know, underage stuff, obviously, or like actual RAPE stuff. I don't know about, and this is not. I know this wasn't asked,
But
but
the subject of the fetish.
yes.
Stuff, obviously. I am all for whatever your, you know, as long as it's consensual.
Maybe cut out the other stuff because I don't know if that's gonna get me banned.
Or like actual RAPE stuff. I don't know about, and this is not.
I know this wasn't asked, but the subject of the fetish.
Yes, so
Essentially.
being fetishized against your will is the thing that
Consensual, so I don't support.
We'll just cut that. Okay.
You know, as long as
it's
it's
consensual.
There you go.
for your,
Shaking your head.
you know, as long as it's consensual, being fetishized against
your will is the thing that really bothers me. And like I did an interview with this disabled sex worker, and I was rewatching it the other day, and she makes this point how she used to basically use her disability as
Maybe.
against your will is the thing that really bothers me. And like I did an interview with
this disabled sex worker, and I was rewatching it the other day, and she makes this point how she used to basically use her disability as a fetish, like a niche thing, you know. But then she started to feel really gross about it because apparently people that fetishize disabled people are called devotees, and she felt like she was reinforcing the non-consensual fetishization of disabled people. Where like there'd just be a disabled person existing in the world, and people would take men would take pictures of them and like post them on masturbatory websites and stuff like that. And so she felt like by even leaning into that fetish, she felt like she was reinforcing that.
There. Perfect.
which, you know, is something
Similar to like, how do I normalize non-sexual female nipples without reinforcing the fetish when I'm not allowed to exist outside of sex sites? Yes. You got an answer for everything, even if it's not a question.
Okay, let's see where was I. Let's see.
That's basically exactly within a minute.
With no pressure. Also,
Yeah.
One day, expensive to begin with though. What with the straight strap, stone, etc. Several hundred.
Oh my god, still talking about shaving shit.
sanding thing or whatever.
no.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Is one of the perks of being blind.
But again, gotta get rich and famous so I can move out to the middle of the wood, greenhouse with like, I'll live in the city and be able to opportunities out. It's funny with content creators how like so many of them live in LA, although it seems like that's kind of petering off a little bit. But
I kind of regret now that when I did live in San Diego, I didn't go to more like YouTube space events and stuff like that. I just really didn't want to drive 3 hours up and 3 hours back. But now I'm just like, oh, I should have done some more of that. But yeah, I was still not really
Cutting all this stuff where I'm not talking about boobs or guns.
Somewhere with the forest. Probably stay up here in Washington, both because I like the nature. Like the constant rain gets tiring, but if I had my own property and everything like that, it wouldn't be so bad. Especially if I had an atrium. And also, no income tax is great for working from home. Nobody asked that, but I decided to talk about it.
I want to ask you, you don't have temperature controls on that thing, and the garage says cold tuck straight with floating cans of Dr. Pepper.
I don't even drink Dr. Pepper that much anymore. I don't drink caffeine after 12 if I can help it.
Matthew drank all of it. I bought 2 liters and he fucking drank all of it.
and I don't start
My stream's till 12, so I don't, yeah.
That's why we tease you about it.
I know. That would be funny. I actually have like a floaty over there, and I was like, if I wear the floaty, so you can't really see my lower section, and I wear like this is not a very sexy top compared to some of the ones that are out there that are just like, so, but I don't know, would that count? Would I be allowed to be? Yes, this has temperature controls, but I'm talking about like in an atrium, you know, like have some warmth so that when it's like pouring rain outside, I'm not like freezing to death if I don't, because like my art shed, right?
I need AI to just stop the video anytime I say boobs or topless or fetish or...
in atrium.
No, the problem is that it'd have to be a heat pump or something.
This counts, but when I was younger, my dad. I don't know if this counts.
I don't know if this is going to be an interesting clip, but...
I don't know if this counts.
But when I was younger, my dad wrote articles for the zoo, for San Diego Zoo, and occasionally my parents would bring home dead animals in formaldehyde, or well, rubbing alcohol or whatever. And I had this like little collection going. Like he gave me this African tick that was like super swollen because I had just eaten. I brought home sheep's eyeballs once. I had like spiders and stuff that I had found.
I don't know if I want to make this a clip. But again, even if I get haters, it's still free views.
I brought home
Sheep's eyeballs once. I had like spiders and stuff that I had found. Dead ones. I wouldn't do it the living one. I had a rattlesnake, but it was really lame because my mom cut the head off. She accidentally ran over it when there was this like dude ranch. You know the one, Dan, the one that's like trying to sue us for
like spiders and stuff that I had found, dead ones. I wouldn't do it in a living one.
I cut the.
That like even when
When a snake is dead, it can still like twitch and accidentally bite. So she cut the head off and just gave me the body. And I was like, well, that was the cool part, was the head. And I had it in a jar for a while. And then I decided I was going to cure it because I was really big on reading like Clan of the Cave Bear and, you know, Hatchet and stuff like that. And stuff about like living out in the wilderness or whatever. But I didn't really know what I was doing. This was obviously pre-YouTube as well because I was literally like 8 or 10 years old. So I tried like taking the meat out and just leaving it on the top of the fence post to like be in the sun. And my cat jumped up and started eating it. So it was like in the mud anyway. And it just like curled up. I was very disappointed. I wanted to try to do it. So yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing. But again, I don't know if it really counts as a gift.
I brought home sheep's
Eyeballs once. I had like spiders and stuff that I had found, dead ones. I wouldn't do it in the living one. So yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing. But again, I don't know if it really counts as a gift because like my parents brought it home, but it wasn't like bow tied. Like here you go, Jen. And I didn't even know it was weird until like I would have a friend over, like the one friend through my entire childhood because I didn't have friends. Just kidding. I didn't have friends, but anyway, I had lots of friends when I would take them to Disneyland and stuff for free. Yeah, I'd bring them home and they'd be like, "What the fuck is?"
over.
Let's see. Off topic.
I'd bring them home. And I didn't even know it was weird until like I would have a friend over. I'd bring them. Until like I would have a friend over. I'd bring them home and they'd be.
Cut.
And I didn't even know it was weird until like I would have a friend over. I'd bring them home and they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know, it's my collection." And they'd be like, "What is that?" So yeah, I didn't know that was weird until years later. That's all I can think about.
Whatever. It's funny. It's something that's not about breasts or fetishes or leg hair or guns.
I don't know if this counts.
Wait.
I don't know if that is shape.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever bought or been gifted? What's the weirdest thing you've ever bought or been gifted? Why is this so still hard to see? There you go. Eek.
Younger.
My dad wrote articles for the zoo, the San Diego Zoo, and occasionally my parents would bring home dead animals in formaldehyde or well, rubbing alcohol or whatever. And I had this like little collection going. Like he gave me this African tick that was like super swollen because it had just eaten. I brought home sheep's eyeballs once. I had like spiders and stuff that I had found, dead ones. I wouldn't do it in a living one. So yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing.
Oh, something weird there.
Wouldn't do it in a living one. So yeah, that's. So.
There you go.
Dead ones, I wouldn't do it in a living one. So yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing. But again, I don't know if it really counts as a gift because like my parents brought it home, but it wasn't like bow tied. Like here you go, dead animal. And I didn't even know it was weird until like I would have a friend over. I'd bring them home and they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know, it's my collection." And they'd be like, "What is that?" So yeah, I didn't know that was weird until years later.
I think it's a funny story.
That's all I can think about. I can't really think of any other like things I've been given that are weird per se. Yep.
You got a full Audi from that with the incidents. So I have a question. If you want to
15
go on the
minutes.
rest of the street, what's the weirdest thing you've been asked to sell somebody?
Let's see.
I have a question. If you want to go on for like the rest of the street, what's the weirdest thing you've been?
What's the weird?
There you go.
What's the weirdest thing you've
Been asked to sell somebody.
Breast milk. Straight up. When I was breastfeeding, because I have 2 kids that are almost 5. Aiden turns 5 on the 6th of June, and then almost 7.
I was breastfeeding because I have 2 kids that are. Because I have 2 kids.
Cut that part out.
I would occasionally in videos I would
Let's do it here.
Straight up. When I was breastfeeding.
There we go. Oh my god, she breastfed on camera. She was exploiting it. Blah blah blah. Because anything a woman ever does can only be done for the attention and approval of men. Didn't you know?
Straight up. When I was breastfeeding, I would occasionally in videos I would breastfeed because one, they were always fucking attached, and two, like it was kind of getting around the, you know, ban on female nipples. Except that I'd still get even breastfeeding stuff banned. And so I would get all these.
I don't know if I should keep that part in, but whatever.
You know, ban on
Female nipples. Except that I'd still get even breastfeeding stuff banned. And so I would get all these comments that were like, we want a video of you hand expressing in breast milk. And the one that sticks out the most is that there was this dude whose username was B_AR, and he would leave comments on everything. He would leave comments on Facebook and YouTube or whatever. And he was one of the ones that I rail about the most, where they follow me for a long time, and for the most part they seem like they get it. They understand my fight for topics equality. But then he DMs me and is like, you know, I don't mean this in a perverted way, but I would love to buy a video of you hand expressing and some of your you know, a bottle of your breast milk. It's not weird or sexual, and since I've been following for such a long time, you know, I hope you'll trust me that it's not sexual and will sell me this. And I blocked his fucking ass.
Okay, we gotta cut this down somehow.
fucking attached. And two, like it was kind of getting around the, you know, ban on
Somebody.
breast milk. Straight up. When I
We can cut this out. We don't need me to say breastfeeding twice.
straight up, I would occasionally in videos I would breastfeed because one, they were always fucking attached, and two, like
It was kind of getting around the, you know, ban on female nipples. Except that I'd still get even breastfeeding stuff banned. And so I would get all these comments that were like, we want a video.
I'll just get rid of that. Let's see.
because
One, they were always fucking attached. And so I would get all these comments that were like, we want a video of you hand expressing in breast milk. And the one that sticks out the most is that there was this dude whose username was B_AR,
And of course, breastfeeding, I can't use that tag without getting banned on TikTok. It's okay because I'm telling you it isn't weird or sexual. Well, remember the whole fucking guy that was like, I want to buy a video of you showering, and then was all smarmy, like, oh, how was you sell your naked photos, but not a video of you showering? Oh, that makes sense. I'm just confused. Fuck that guy.
he would leave comments
Anyway.
on
everything. He would leave comments on Facebook and YouTube or whatever. And he was one of the ones that I rail about the most, where they follow me for a long time, and for the most part they seem like they get it. They understand my fight for topics equality. But then he DMs me and is like, you know, I don't mean this in a perverted way, but I would love to buy a video of you hand expressing and some of your
Help
bottle
me
of
to
your breast milk.
understand.
It's
Yes,
not
that
weird or
fucking
sexual.
guy.
And since I've been following for such a long time, you know, I hope you'll trust me that it's not sexual and will sell me this. And I blocked his fucking ass. But yeah, breast milk. And
Maybe there.
and like, oh, it's funny. I was watching work.
Let's see. Ah! No. No! God damn it. There we go. Ah. Let's see.
Been asked to sell.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever been asked to sell? Which, of course, you know, is, Zan knew what my answer was going to be. That's why he did it. Insert sea lion bark. Yeah.
I was watching Working Moms.
with my dad, and there's a thing right now where one of the characters just had a baby, and she's dating this much younger guy, and he's like, you know, let me. This is Twitch, so I'm trying to be a little careful. Let's use some Twitch safe words instead of sexual ones.
That was a little funny.
My dad, and there's a thing right now where one of the characters just had a baby. I was watching Working.
Just for the let's make it Twitch safe, cut a head off.
I was watching Working Moms. I was watching Working Moms.
With my dad, and there's a thing right now where one of the characters just had a baby, and she's dating this much younger guy, and he's like, you know, let me. This is Twitch, so I'm trying to be a little careful. Let's use some Twitch safe words instead of sexual ones. Let me chop your head off, is what he says, and she goes, no, that's gross. But then he's like, no, I'll make it fun, and then she's like, oh, and then they intimate that he chopped her head off. But you know, the sexual equivalent of that. Fuck Twitch, fuck censorship, fuck the patriarchy, fuck capitalism. Anyway, how the fuck have I not got banned yet? This is amazing.
It's because because I kept saying I was gonna get banned, that I haven't been banned. So that's the hint. If I just say, oh, I'm gonna get banned, then I won't get. Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
Maybe? I don't know. Should I end it there or just fuck the patriarchy?
Fuck capitalism. Anyway.
I think, anyway. Yeah. Let's start there. Let's stop there. Again, it's actually better the shorter it is, because then people might watch the whole thing.
Words instead of sexual ones. Let me chop your head off, is what he says, and she goes, no, that's gross.
That's tempting
But then
fate.
he's like, no, I'll make it fun, and then she's like, oh, and then they intimate that he chopped her head off. But the sexual equivalent of that. Fuck Twitch, fuck censorship, fuck the patriarchy, fuck capitalism. Anyway.
The appropriate clothing for patriarchy-approved sexuality.
Maybe. And of course, if I were to wear this, like on a YouTube video or whatever, it'd be like, oh, you're sexualizing yourself, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm literally not even allowed to exist. Without it.
A webcomic and put it on Instagram. But Mariana gave you it, of course, for the expressing breast milk is the worst.
Yeah.
And first time.
Oh, someone wanted to buy my leg hair too. Someone wanted to buy my leg hair too. That happened once.
Oh.
Yeah, they wanted me to shave it and put it in a bag and mail it to them. Again, feel free to have your fetishes, but don't approach someone who hasn't.
Let's see.
Without
this
it.
is a webcomic and put it on Instagram. But Mariana gave you it, of course, for the expressing breast milk is the worst.
Yeah.
And first time.
Oh.
Let's do that one. I'm good at editing. Thanks. I can do like quick cuts like this. I know how to do zany sound effects and stuff, but I don't really like to. One, because it's a lot more time, and two, because I'm not trying to appeal to children.
Oh, someone wanted to
Buy my leg hair too. Someone wanted to buy my leg hair too. That happened once.
Oh.
Yeah, they wanted me to shave it and put it in a bag and mail it to them. Again, feel free to have your fetishes, but don't approach someone who hasn't already been like, hey, buy your breast milk here, and like ask or demand it from them. That's fucking rude as shit and demeaning. If you have a fetish, look for someone who's already providing that, Anyway.
Maybe.
Continue.
Whatever. It's all content for shorts. Okay, now we're gonna ban Pixie. Can you flash us? It's YouTube, you fucking idiot. I literally have topless videos all over the internet and we still get these fucking idiots. Ah, I did it again.
Continue.
We're caught up.
Oh, okay.
We're caught up.
Man, that's boring. Come on, dude. Give me some analysts. Nobody's even posted on YouTube, like, this whole time. YouTube's probably suppressing me.
Have you posted any videos on PeerTube? I've heard you can do that.
Zan is, of course,
Zan.
something I've been complaining about, where I keep having people on Mastodon be like, oh, you should try posting to PeerTube, which, if you're watching this from a mainstream site and you've never been on, like, Mastodon or whatever, PeerTube is basically, like, isolated hosts that host videos, but you can, like, kind of you can watch videos of other PeerTube hosts, but they have to be federated, and there's all this, like, complicated shit. But the fact that people are saying, why don't you post on PeerTube, which I've already been posting to for years, is exactly why PeerTube and Mastodon and stuff like that are not a 100%, like, I can't stop posting on mainstream sites and only post to Mastodon and PeerTube and everything and ever hope to reach enough people to actually turn this into a career. Sponsors and commercials.
Another fucking plane. It's like the fourth plane.
Because it's all chronological. There's no, you don't like, the more likes you get, the higher your comment appears. There's none of that. And also, those not neighborhoods, those communities are very anti-hustle, very like, trying to make money off your content. It's been changing because since November and even April last year or whatever, there's been a huge influx of Twitter users who have been quitting Twitter because Elon Musk is, like, selling verified accounts to, like, outright Nazis and all this other stuff. And they've been shifting the culture, and, like, there's been this thing happening.
Oh, but as Kenny says, all you have to do is not go to the Nazi comments. Even though I see Nazi comments on even the most unrelated posts on Twitter now, when I get linked to Twitter. Now I want pineapple pizza. Pineapple apple pen. Remember when we used to have fun, stupid stuff like that go viral? Gucci, 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 Coco Jet. Gucci, 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 Coco Jet.
They'll hide it, they'll truncate it. Like, even on my own, when I use
fantasies or whatever, it's a death knell in themselves. The mosaic, they banned that for implied nudity. I used to try to do like a bit when I have the time and energy. I make a censored version, like that's why Mastodon and PeerTube and stuff are not in themselves a solution. What I do is I put the uncensored. What I do is I put the uncensored version up on PeerTube, and I make a page on my website, and then when I have the time and energy, I make a censored version, like a Handmaid's Tale outfit censored version that I put up on YouTube or whatever. I used to try to do like a banner.
Okay, someone's putting heart emojis.
I used to try to do like a banner,
but they would ban it for implied nudity. I did the mosaic, they banned that for implied nudity. I did the crotch, so you can't see anything below that, got banned for implied nudity. So yeah, the handmaids is what I've been doing for a while, and I don't think I've had any handmaid ones banned yet. But anyway, and then I'll put that up on YouTube or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, go over here to see the uncensored one. Except I can't link to my own website, or YouTube will give me a strike saying I'm linking to porn. In fact, I have a strike on my account right now that's stuck in appeal submitted limbo, so they haven't actually interacted with my appeal at all in over a month, because I did an interview with my friend who was intersex, born with I don't know if it's both or neither organs, genital organs, but anyway, and they're gonna start.
Let's see.
Or whatever. I used to try.
Yeah, let's start here.
My appeal at all?
In over a month, because I did an interview with my friend who was intersex, born with I don't know if it's both or neither organs, genital organs, but anyway, and they're gonna start doing videos about it, and they have a Discord server that is for intersex people.
Let's see.
Because I did an interview with my friend who was intersex.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
They're gonna start doing. And they're.
I want to play Elden Ring.
And they're gonna start.
Actually, I want to play Breath of the
doing
Wild.
videos about it.
And they have a Discord server that is for intersex people to exchange resources and commiserate and everything like that. And I linked to it, stupidly. I linked to it, and YouTube gave me a strike saying I was linking to porn. So it's really, there's just so many fucking wrenches in the whole, clockwork process of trying to get people to find my.
Let's see.
It's really, there's just so many.
Let me see.
I was linking to porn.
Ay.
I used to try to do like a banner.
But they would ban it for implied nudity. I did the mosaic, they banned that for implied nudity. I did the crotch, so you can't see anything below that, got banned for implied nudity. So yeah, the handmaids is what I've been doing for a while, and I don't think I've had any handmaid ones banned yet. But
been doing for a while, and I don't think I've had any handmade ones banned yet. About it, and they have a Discord server that is for intersex porn. So it's
really, there's just so many fucking wrenches in the whole, clockwork process of trying to get people to find my actual videos.
Okay. Doop-a-doo. Is this video up to? I don't know. Let me switch windows so I don't accidentally show anything. No, it's only at 398. Or, I mean, on YouTube. Can you see views on Twitch? I don't even know. How do I look at VOD? Oh, yeah, it is at 900 on Twitch. I've never even looked at that. That's funny. But, I mean, nobody comments on Twitch when a stream is over, so... Does it even count? I still maintain I don't really care about having a whole bunch of lurkers. I'd much rather have a small amount of people actually interacting versus there's 2 viewers. What? I'm in a bathing suit. Anyway, I'd rather have 10 people actively talking than 1,000 just watching quietly.
And it's
And of course, not making pervy comments.
Or whatever, and all the results
I get are from right wingers that are like, they banned me for telling the truth. I can't seem to find results, or not a lot of results of people who are banned for non-sexual nudity. I don't know why. Yeah, so it's not a solution. I'm doing it. I am doing it. I've been trying it for over a year, putting up on PeerTube,
So I'll keep doing this until 3, and then I will export the little clips that I have, and I guess try to put them on my phone to upload to TikTok later. And I still have more of the little ones I did with my husband. So you're not really supposed to do more than one a day to get YouTube, have them send out the notification, but it's not like anyone's watching the ones with my husband anyway. It's a nightmare when they're all, oh yeah, for sure. Well, like, I mean, I wouldn't want to have more than like 100 people talking, and I would have, like, at least 10-second wait, maybe 30-second, so that you have to, like, can't spam, which is really annoying. People that, like, mods or whatever, I would find a way to make it so that they aren't throttled, but I don't know. It's just weird to me, and I wouldn't want them to be all like gross comments too. I don't know. It's so frustrating. How do I get people to come to the stream without inviting gross comments? Smothered. Yeah, well, you're definitely not more social, or you're a lot less social than me. But that's why you like watching, going to sex worker streams, because it's not as many, ironically, compared to like a mainstream site.
Over and over in a video.
That's one of the reasons you like sex streamers.
It's like, 'cause it's fucking YouTube, you idiots. I can't post, you have to go here. Yeah. That wasn't a question, but nobody had asked anything new, so, that's really the time.
That's not true now. Steph already says sex work is work. That's back from the other conversation. And propositioning someone to change careers for convenience is rude.
I did that on FediLab on my... I would love for the programmer group...
Storm, all good. Good. You are pineapple. I'd have to block you up.
I actually had a zapper thing in here that works pretty... Ironically, well, I was just going to say, the funny thing about soccer is when I took the classes... So I had a BB in my head for years.
I don't know.
Well, I was just going to say, the funny thing about soccer... Well, I was just going to say...
I don't know if this is interesting.
The funny thing about soccer is when I took
The classes. So I had a BB in my head for years, and I didn't find out.
Can have 5,000. Well, I didn't know that on joystick. I've never seen. Well, I don't go to other people's streams very often, but I've never seen a stream have more than like max 100 people watching.
I went to college one day.
But that's middle of the day. I don't watch sex workers at night, so.
And I would cut through this apartment complex rather than go all the way around.
Let's see.
So I had a BB in my head
For years, and I didn't find out. I was walking to college one day, and
for years. And I didn't find out. I was walking to...
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, yeah, obviously, if you go to an established like Pornhub or something, you're gonna get a lot more viewers.
I was walking to... For years, I was walking to college one day.
and I would cut through this apartment complex.
One day. And I would cut through this apartment complex.
Rather than go all the way around, and I felt this, like, I heard a whizzing sound and something hit me and it hurt a lot and I started bleeding, and I went into the college and I went to the campus police and I was like, someone fucking shot me, and the fucking pig.
And it hurt a lot and I started bleeding. Something hit me and it hurt a lot and I started bleeding, and I went to the campus and I went...
There we go.
Hit me and it hurt a lot and I started bleeding, and I went to the campus police and I was like,
Someone fucking shot me, and the fucking pig. He was a pig. He was an old fat white cop, rent-a-cop. He was like, oh no, it was just a stick. And then like my parents came in and I heard him talking to my parents and was like, I understand your daughter's very creative. She was like,
Yeah, fucking plane. That was literally the 6th fucking
we
plane.
don't even have an airfield around here, so I don't know why we have planes all bleeding. And I went to the campus police and I was like, someone fucking shot me, and the fucking pig. He was a pig. He was an old fat white cop.
Fuck planes. Fuck planes.
Anyway, so he was talking to my parents and he was like, I understand that your daughter... He was like, oh no, it was just a stick. And then like my parents... Anyway, so he was talking to my parents and he was like, I understand... Anyway, so he was talking to my parents and he was like, I understand that your daughter
Daughter likes to write stories. Do you think she's making this up? So yeah, like they said that, you know, whatever. And then like a few years ago,
Airplane filter. Yeah, hell yeah.
had this like bump here, and I still have it, but it's a lot smaller, and I got all like freaked out.
freaked out, like it's a tumor or whatever. So I went to a dermatologist and they said, oh, it's a sebaceous cyst,
Cut this
which
part.
is just like you basically get like a little hard thing stuck under your skin and it's not really harmful or anything. And while I was there, I was like, would you mind looking up here at this spot? And she was like, okay, and she did. And she's like, oh, that's a sebaceous cyst too. But back to the soccer, I could never do the head bounce move because it would hit that, you know, sebaceous cyst and it would hurt. Then 2 years ago,
But back to the soccer.
I don't remember, dude. This was like 20, 25, maybe 20 years ago. But I just remember that fucking pig cop literally said to my parents, do you think your daughter is making up a story? As I'm bleeding. Pig cop, a cab.
So yeah,
like they said that, you know, whatever. And then like a few years ago, but back to the soccer, I could never do the head bounce move because it
anyway, so he was talking to my parents and he was like, I understand that your daughter likes to write stories. Do you think she's making this up? So yeah, like they said that, you know, whatever. But back to the soccer, I could never
never do the head bounce move because it would hit that.
But back to the soccer,
I could never do the head bounce move because it would hit that.
My mom said she took me to the doctor. And I guess that doctor was incompetent because, yeah, they somehow didn't know that there was a BB in there.
you know, sebaceous cyst, and it would hurt.
Then 2 years ago, well, actually a little bit more, August 2020, so February 20.
Daughter likes to write stories. Do you think she's making this up? Then 2 years. Daughter likes to write stories. Do you think she's making this up? Then 2 years ago.
Well, actually a little bit more, August 2020, so February 2020, we all got COVID, but we didn't know what COVID was. And I had all these long COVID things happen. And then August 2020, I was playing Divinity Original Sin with my husband, and all of a sudden I got this like weird ass headache.
Then 2 years ago,
Let's cut to this.
COVID things happened. And I had all these long. All got COVID. February 2020.
We all got COVID, but we didn't know what COVID was. And I had all these long COVID things happen. And then August 2020, I was playing Divinity Original Sin with my husband, and all of a sudden I got this like weird ass headache and had it for a year and a half. It is better today. I was saying yesterday that it was hurting.
Let's see.
Had it for a year and a half.
Yeah, it's gone back down. It's still there, but it's not super bad. Knock on wood. That's fake wood, but...
You know, and I think maybe like allergies triggered it. I don't know.
But anyway, and so we were trying to figure out why.
And so we were trying to figure out why I had this headache, and they had me go in for an MRI, and the MRI people were like, oh, there's a piece of metal in your head, because it was like obscuring the whole thing. And I was like, what the fuck? And so they're like, yeah, there's like a little piece of metal. And I was like, it's a BB. I fucking knew it. It's a BB. And so I went to go get it taken out, except that this was at the end of the year, and I had already used.
I think that's a good cut. That's a good cut. That's a good cut.
So I had a BB in my head.
For years, I was walking to college one day, and I would cut through this apartment.
These are the most random
And
clips.
I felt this, like, I heard a whizzing sound, and something hit me, and it hurt a lot, and I started bleeding. And I went to the campus police, and I was like, someone fucking shot me, and the fucking pig, he was a pig, he was an old, fat, white cop. Anyway, so he was talking to my parents, and he was like, I understand that your daughter likes to write stories. Do you think she's making this up? Then 2 years ago,
Dog.
February 2020, we all got COVID, but we didn't know what COVID was. And I had all these long COVID things happen.
Sorry, I got distracted.
To write stories. Do you think she's making this up? Then 2 years ago, February 2020, we all got COVID, but we didn't know what COVID was. And I had all these long COVID things happen. And then August 2020, I was playing Divinity Original Sin with my husband, and all of a sudden I got this like weird ass headache and had it for a year and a half. And so we were trying to figure out why I had this headache, and they had me go in for an MRI. And the MRI people were like, oh, there's a piece of metal in your head, because it was like obscuring the whole thing. And I was like, what the fuck? And so they're like, yeah, there's like a little piece of metal. And I was like, it's a BB. I fucking knew it. It's a BB. Because when you get an MRI, if there's metal, it like won't
Show anything. So yeah, American healthcare system. But yeah, I got it taken out. I still have it in a little jar. A little
But yeah, I got it
Let me see. Let's cut something else. Keep that.
a BB in my head?
For years, I was walking to college one day, and I would cut through this apartment complex rather than go all the way around. And I felt this, like, I heard a whizzing sound, and something hit me, and it hurt a lot, and I started bleeding. And I went to the campus police, and I was like, someone fucking shot me, and the fucking pig, he was a pig, he was an old, fat, white cop. Anyway, so he was talking to my parents, and he was like, I understand that your daughter likes to write stories. Do you think she's making this up? Then 2 years ago, February 2020, we all got COVID, but we didn't know what COVID was. And I had all these long COVID things happen.
Let's see, maybe cut this.
And so we were trying to figure out,
Let's see.
we had all these long COVID things happen. And so we were trying to figure out and I had all these long COVID things happen. And so we were trying to figure out why I had
This headache, and they had me go in for an MRI, and the MRI people were like, oh, there's a piece of metal in your head, because it was, like, obscuring the whole thing. I was like, what the fuck? And so they're like, yeah, there's, like, a little piece of metal, and I was like, it's a BB. I fucking knew it. It's a BB. But yeah, I got it taken out. I still have it in a little jar. It's a little rusted. But yeah, I had that fucking BB that was in my head for 20 years.
fucking cop.
Boop. I think that's just under a minute. I could always increase it by like to 0, to 101% speed.
Oh, your daughter made it up.
Yeah. ACAB, anyway, not for that, for the murdering black people mostly, but ACAB nonetheless. I'm done.
Okay, well, I said time to go to the country and get some spiders. That was for your fly.
Oh,
And that's it.
Silly, silly, silly.
So there's only like Gutzerger's like, oh, I want to come over and use, and they're like a barrier because otherwise the kids are going. One of the times when I was there, if you went in,
Zucker says, so me coming over.
like it's fine, I like it. It's not it's the lower amp, so it takes. My best
So
memories.
what do you have coming up? Is there a conference or anything coming up?
Zan.
I was gonna say my best memories with hot tubs was when we would go to this friend's house and like a bunch of us would be sitting in his hot.
I was gonna say my best memories with hot tubs
Was when we would go to this friend's house and like a bunch of us would be sitting in his hot tub, which was like in the ground next to a pool, and just like having not a beer for me, like having a cider or whatever, chatting about whatever. And I also use it as an example of like the ideal situation for normalized nudity, where some people would
Again,
be wearing
talked
full
about
suit,
this
some people would be
already.
naked, some people would be wearing a bottom but not a top, and it was just like very casual. People were like, oh my god, female nipples. For the most part, sometimes they were, and it was like we would have one conversation and be like, that's not cool, and they'd be like, oh okay, and then they stop. But that's the group of friends that like exploded, and it turned out that like they're all.
Maybe. I don't know.
But that's the group of friends that like exploded, and it turned out that like they're all like abusers and all this other weird shit. So probably would have fallen apart anyway. Yes. I don't know. What is there to even say about VidCon that I haven't already said? I mean, you heard me. Like I.
I don't know.
ground next to a pool, and just like
Their knowledge is such. That's a really short clip. That's okay. We're on clip number 20.
I was gonna say my best.
Ah!
I was gonna say my best.
Memories with hot tubs was when we would go to this friend's house and like a bunch of us would be sitting in his hot tub, which was like in the ground next to a pool, and just like having not a beer for me, like having a cider or whatever, chatting about whatever. And I also use it as an example of like the ideal situation for normalized nudity, where some people would be wearing full suit, some people would be naked, some people would be wearing a bottom but not a top, and it was just like very casual. People were like, oh my god, female nipples. For the most part, sometimes they were, and it was like we would have one conversation and be like, that's not cool, and they'd be like, oh okay, and then they stop.
That's boring. It's boring.
It doesn't make sense that I'm excited because, yeah, like it's just weird because I'm really excited for VidCon, and I did have a good
Good time last year, and others again.
with them, and like we had a conversation, and like it was a pleasant conversation. And in the back of my head, I'm like, do they think I'm weird for just like talking to them? But I don't know, whatever. And I've lamented that it seems like in LA, especially. The thing about LA is it seems like a lot of relationships are very transactional, and like people will be nice to your face, but it's like if you don't offer them a
Physical, like bring you followers or get you brand deals or whatever, like it's not worth the time to talk to you. And I understand again when content creation is a
conference or something like that, and someone's like right there just talk content side of things. So I don't know. She's me in that she live streams and stuff while she's in comparison to like Mr. Beast, where it's like
Let me see.
live streams and
Let me see.
compared to the VidCon, the featured creators and stuff. I'm old, like freaking. I don't even know, like Beauty to the Streets. I don't know how old she is. I would guess she's maybe in her 30s. She's actually gonna be.
Let's see.
Compared to the VidCon,
You know, the feature creators and stuff, I'm old. Like, freaking, I don't even know. Like, Beauty to the Streets, I don't know how old she is. I would guess she's maybe in her 30s. She's actually going to be one of the headliners, and, she's me in that she live streams and stuff while she's, like...
Let's see.
like Beauty to the Streets, I don't know how old she is. I would guess she's maybe in her 30s.
Let's see.
Compared to the VidCon, you know, the feature creators and stuff, I'm old. Like, freaking, and, she's me in that... She's me in that
She live streams and stuff while she's, like, giving food to the homeless or whatever, and then there's, like, the conversation of, like, is that exploitative? I feel like she does a good job of it because she's more, like, showing the rewarding nature, I think, of getting to it. It's, like, in comparison to, like, Mr. Beast, where it's, like, I sponsored 1,000 people to get this life-saving eye surgery or whatever, and, like, filming them crying and all this other shit. Like, it's a complicated issue, and I don't really know the answer. I don't know where the line is between showing altruism as a way to inspire others, because, like, a lot of people don't think about it, you know, versus exploiting altruism. And you do have to have, like, a hook, too, for most people. Like, me just talking about...
versus exploiting altruism.
Not the most interesting cut, but it's got it'll have Mr. Beast in the title, so that's used for noise. Oh.
And you do have to have, like,
like, a hook, too, for most people. Like, me just talking about, you know, taking care of homeless people or whatever, like, most people are not going to listen to that. Especially, like, even with my topic stuff, you know, I always say that, like, you know, I'm trying to use the quick bit of my teeth to get people to think about stuff that they're not really thinking about, and that's why I do videos about, you know, all these progressive issues or whatever. And every great once in a while, I will have someone come along and be like, you know, I came
It's
here for
funny
peace,
that
you know,
I'm
I like
like,
what I'm saying,
I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube right now, and it's like I'm used to streaming on Joystick, even though I haven't streamed on Joystick in a while, where if I should have a female nipple accidentally show up on stream, like, who cares, it's a sex site. But I keep having to remind myself that I'm on Twitch and YouTube right now because there's more people that use those sites, and I'm like, oh god, I have to be really careful that nothing shows. Just show some decapitated human enemies in Battlefield instead.
I feel like most of the people that aren't just perverts already agreed with something. Like, most of it, obviously, the Matrix nudists, they came because, like, oh my god, here's an attractive female talking about nudism, like, we gotta use her.
Let's see.
I feel like most of the people that here's an attractive female talking
About nudism, like, we gotta use her. I rarely have people come in that weren't already, you know, supportive of whatever the thing is that I'm talking about. But over on YouTube, we got Jessica Frestas. Hi from Chile. Hi from Chile. I don't really like eating chili. Matthew likes chili. I know you're talking about the country, but it just, my brain goes to every spot. We were talking about pizza and stuff, so also I'm hungry. I was too excited earlier to eat. I was literally, like, excited. Like, I was excited to get more band screenshots, honestly. And, like, I was hoping I'd get more, you know, problematic comments so I could, like, go off. But so far, it's just the regulars.
What happened?
I know, what the fuck? Where are the assholes that will, like, pop into a stream where I'm, like, playing Minecraft with my kid? Where are those guys? Where's the like, a World Naked Bike Ride? We're almost going to do it last year. Yeah, I know, Kenny does the World Naked Bike Ride too, I think. I don't know, like, I don't have this huge urge to take part in it, and I think it's just because...
Hello, welcome to the last 15 minutes.
I don't know, like, I don't have this huge urge to I don't have this huge urge to
take part in it, and I think it's just because there's not really conversation. It's just an event. It's just going on a bike ride. And I mean, I guess maybe you do, like, talk to people.
Well, there will be a VOD that you can watch unless it gets banned. Zan and I have been wondering if I'm going to get banned on Twitch for editing a stream from Twitch. Because I'm in a bikini, even though, you know, I kept it in the hot tub and bikini category, but...
You're preparing for it and stuff. But I'd much rather go to, like, a topless protest than just riding a bike
naked. But, I don't know.
Yeah, that's boring.
I should go to it. I mean, it's weird to be, like, a topless equality activist that doesn't go to World Naked Bike Ride. I do, like, I want to stage my own topless protest. I'm just really nervous about it because I don't want to get arrested.
Yep.
I do, like, I want to
stage my own topless protest. I'm just really nervous about it because I don't want to get arrested, and because I don't know how to find other female people that would take part.
I'm sure I could find some
dudes, but if I'm the only female presenting person at a topless rally, it's gonna just feel stupid. You know, I don't know. But maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll finally somehow attract some female supporters that live in or near Portland to come. But, okay, should I
them over and over about the rules. And I feel like I've done enough tabletop that I'm not, and a lot more helpful happens. I don't know, like I just didn't really like it as much. It was harder for me to wrap my head around like imagining all this sci-fi. And it'd probably be, you know, if it is topless, it'd have to be on a sex site, and stuff like that. You know, having a tabletop game, maybe I could justify make content out of it, like live stream it and have more than just you three show up. Maybe I could justify, you know, having a tabletop game, except again, it would have to be during the day when the kids are gone. Otherwise, the kids are going to be fucking
annoying, and stuff like that. But yeah, and it'd probably be, you know, if it is topless, it'd have to be on a sex site.
I don't know, like I just didn't really like it as much. It was harder for me
to wrap my head around, like imagining all this sci-fi stuff. So I like fantasy better. But yeah, I want to play tabletop again.
Of course, I mean, you know, for you it's great
because you're like taking part in a protest, but at the same time you're not really dealing with confrontation. And I mean, again, going back to like wanting to stage a topless protest, I also would want to make sure that anyone I was there with, not anyone, but like have someone there.
Really dealing with confrontation. And I mean, again,
I just start the clip and then I decide if it's worth keeping or not.
And I mean, again,
going back to like wanting to stage a topless protest, I also would want to make sure that anyone I was there with, not anyone, but like have someone there with me who was willing to be confrontational alongside me. Because if I have someone come up and be an asshole, like especially with a cop or whatever, I want to have someone with me who will also stick up for me. I don't want a bunch of dudes who already have the right to be topless to just be like standing off all like awkwardly and, you know, while I'm dealing with the cop by myself. So I don't know, it's really hard to be like fighting for topless equality when you could be thrown in jail for it. worse than being banned, you could literally be thrown in jail or have a huge risk thing. And I'm always terrified about CPS because the fact that we're nudist at all, there's some very psychotically puritanical judges out there that would be like, that's child abuse and take my kids away. Or, you know, the fact that I'm a topless quality actress online, they could be like, that's child abuse, take my kids, you know, because I was almost taken away from my parents when I was younger.
Maybe.
You know, because topless quality actors online, they could be like, that's child abuse.
Maybe. I don't know.
You have the right to be topless to just be like
standing off all like awkwardly and, you know, while I'm dealing with the cop by myself. So I don't know, it's really hard to be like fighting for topless equality when you could be thrown in jail for it. worse than being banned, you could literally be thrown in jail or have a huge arrest thing. And I'm always terrified about CPS because the fact that we're nudists at all, there's some very psychotically puritanical judges out there that would be like, that's child abuse and take my kids away. Or, you know, the fact that I'm a topless quality actress online, they could be like, that's child abuse, take my kids, you know, because I was a
fact that I'm a topless quality actress online, they could be like, that's child abuse.
Child abuse.
Take my kids, you know, because I was almost taken with like toys. I don't know what you would call it, but like having someone that regularly checks fight or flight. Yeah. I mean, you know, like I could never be a debate bro. Like if people yell at me, I mean, you know, like I could never be a debate
bro. Like if people yell at me, I just am like, unless it's like, you know, someone I fucking hate, like sexist, you know, bastards or whatever. But yeah, like, you know, someone like politics, talking, like yelling at me about, I don't know, banning whatever. Like I would have a hard time coming up with facts and figures to yell at them. Not that it matters. I mean, like if you've decided that you're pro, you know, gun violence, like there's no changing your mind. But that's why I'd much rather, like, I like interviews. I would never do a debate thing where it's like I'm trying to change someone's mind, like live. I would much rather interview someone who already has those positions and have them share their expertise. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'll be right back. Some sort of protest, we go to Pride, being a fake Steve. Yeah, like, you know, you would come, I think, to a topless protest or whatever. It's just, unfortunately, you're a dude, so it wouldn't mean as much as having other women.
So I think one of my favorite cups is
leaking. So I'm gonna throw it away.
I actually do like big cups. But of course,
I like
as we keep
big
saying,
cups and I cannot
Twitch is
lie.
fine with, you know, am I allowed to sit in front of a hot tub or does it... Am I allowed to sit in front of a hot tub or
does that make this not hot tubby enough? Ugh. This is the weirdest live stream I've ever done. The fact
it's not hot tubby enough.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Does that make this not hot tubby enough? This is the weird...
I'm not wearing my necklace.
This is the weirdest live stream I've ever done. The fact that I'm streaming this on Twitch instead of joystick is just so weird. But of course, as we keep saying,
Twitch is fine with, you know, beheadings and bullets to the brain and stuff, so. Alright. Let's see. Oh wait,
organizations you can part with. Yeah, you. Not so long ago, I would be absolutely like unable to sit here with my belly flab, but you know.
Maybe we'll find out.
Not so long ago,
I would be absolutely like unable to sit here with my belly flab, but you know what? Fuck it. It's just funny that my suit doesn't match because I could not find any other swimsuit, and I actually like I took my dad to get.
Of them. Yeah, my dad was telling me that the Starbucks in
Look at that belly.
because of course I get banned for cartoon like I am so stressed out just trying to run my little and I can't afford to hire anyone to I just literally have never met another topless equality activist. Nudists I just literally have never
Met another topless equality activist. Nudists, yeah, nudists and naturists, and they're all cis men, all the leading people, the content creator types I've seen, except for Naked Wandering, which is a male-female couple. But all the other ones have been cis men, like Hector Martinez and stuff like that. But no female, no topless equality activists specifically. And like, I would love to make this more of a co-thing, like have like a co-partner that I make videos with, or at least like record, podcast episodes with or something. And I think if it was a trans woman or a trans man, that would be like extra perfect because it's like then they can straight up talk about the experience of gaining or losing the right to go topless in public. Because I'm cis. I'm not in a position to talk about that. But people put everything recyclable in the garbage.
Nope.
It's hard. Probably the garbage and the recyclable because then I feel like.
of course, stuff keeps coming. Never thought to check. If I'm there, I will check to see if I Starbucks. What? You took this, gaming computer off of your taxes? You're not allowed to do. And he, pays for stuff that I'm using that like childcare. I'm not anti-taxation because that's how you pay for things like paved roads or whatever. And cut, social for many years. And I mean, it was this country in the metaphor of a boat was already built full of. It's been getting more and more holes, and so the ship is sinking faster and faster.
That made me
Every
jump
event
now.
has recycle in the garbage. Trig is being rich enough to have it. Love that. Or like in Japan. That is amazing. I would love that.
Wait, what?
We lived in Denmark. They had machines you put your cans and bottles into where you burn shit and then. But of course, it costs money to. Oh man. Or like a lawyer if you're gonna fight. I could have been playing video games. That's another thing that's really annoying with the content creation thing or whatever is that like my husband gets home at 3:30 or 4 if he picks Aiden up from daycare.
So all the kids are home by 3:30 or 4, and my office is like up there or whatever, and it irritates my husband.
And I don't like doing like just frozen film and edit videos, right? Basically, as soon as I can get rich, all my competition to have it the worst. I know, and like leftists will say that, and like logically I agree. Like when someone's complaining about
Whatever it is, I don't feel the urge to jump in and be like, people are dying in Africa. But it's still like we have it drilled into us. Like, you're so fortunate, you're so privileged. I'm cis and white and make enough income off my husband's job and my dad's social.
Yeah.
the pizzas for a discount, and so they would do it. I honestly don't really go to pizza places very often. Funny story with that. So in the PTA,
Maybe.
I honestly don't really go to pizza
Places very often. Funny story with that. So in the PTA, before I went to the school, we used to have movie nights, and so this year they brought them back, and one of the teachers has a deal with Papa John's to get the pizzas for a discount, and so they would do it. And Papa John's, fucking owned by a Nazi. I think he got kicked out or he sold or something, but still, I don't like giving money to something like that. And I briefly kind of mentioned it with the old president who didn't do shit and would just always be like, I'm so busy, and yeah, I somehow had to do everything. And she's like, ha ha ha, you don't like Papa John's, you have moral, whatever way I said it, I was like, I have a moral problem with Papa John's or whatever. Oh, that's so funny. She literally said, that's so funny.
Yeah. Everything's political.
Whatever.
I hate like American
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
good and tastes different than any other mac and cheese. And I don't know, something like that. I had so Japanese. One of them had this baby that cracked me up, makes me crazy, like misophonia. But I mean, I'm back. I don't have any word. I wish that there was actual meaning. Like, I like it and it's fun to think about or something.
God, my
instead of, like,
stomach looks so flabby now. I gotta sit up straight all the time. I've become my mom. Just kidding. She was
And
250 pounds at 5'4".
I only put her
Not
on
there
there
yet.
because my friend recommended her. And I guess she's like a leftist and kind of funny or whatever, but have like strange men show up at her door, or third person was, and then yeah, it's kind of a blur. I was keeping a journal where I'd write everything. Sometimes I'll push on my temple to try to I used to wear my hair in a really tight ponytail, or not antihistamine, nasal decongestion, and like racing
Long
heart, and
COVID
that
stuff.
talking about like toxicology or whatever. Most of their fans wouldn't come over, but still I could get such a spike in look at their most popular videos, and so often it's like the fights I always have with the kids where like they'll go potty and I'm like, you have to wash your hands, and they'll be like, oh, but I didn't poop or pee. I'm like, I have to always do it. And where it's
Another
like, if I don't
plane.
kiss them before I go to bed, they're gonna man, I just want to be topless just like my husband. Why is that so fucking impossible? So I think we
Maybe that should just be a 15-second clip.
man, I just want to be topless just like my husband. Why is that so fucking impossible?
There. Ah. 15-minute clip. 15-second clip. Not minute.
Female friends, some female. It's frustrating. Like there's stuff that I wish that I could do, that I feel like. Excuse me. That I feel like I can't because I'm trying to go away. Anyway, the rules don't make any sense, are not applied evenly at all. Have to live off calendar buys. TV dinners, which I had never had, and we would get $3 time, like all
Ew.
food,
Hater.
you know, nice, nutritious home cooked food, and he'll societal standards. Well, I don't know, with this body positivity. If I had perfectly clear skin and no,
Let's see.
and he's pretty chunky, and he's getting more chunky, and he does exercise a lot at work.
Like he's constantly walking and doing stuff, but I don't know, it'd be nice to have a muscular husband, nice, strong, fit, muscular husband. I mean, like, clearly, you know, I'm not one to talk. He's always like, beautiful, blah, 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 but by societal standards, well, I don't know, with this body positivity. If I had perfectly clear skin and no hair, then I would be body positive.
I want, you know, fake meat to, those are bad for the environment. It doesn't help with spicy foods, though. Coconut oil, they got sponsored by some coconut water company. I don't know enough about, like, the industry, like, so the thing with role-playing is that for many, many years, I had this best really therapeutic, and I like to
Haven't
have
done a
somewhat
clip
of
on a while.
buffer.
Are they natural?
And so, like, with D&D, you know, games that are complicated enough that they don't get really samey and boring, but aren't so
Gross.
complicated that I'm, like, trying to just, yeah. So
There's
it'd
the
be nice
perverts.
to have, like, an online tabletop game set up or whatever. I mean, in person would be great, too, because, you
Get
know,
your
it's an
fanny
even
out.
smaller pool of people. And, like, yeah, I want to join a tabletop. I know
Well, that's
that,
about
like, people that
tabletop.
play a lot of tabletop hate. Well, so this is very unusual. I've never done a hot tub stream before, and I basically wanted to do as an experiment.
To see if I could get banned, so I can have more banned screenshots.
Yeah,
To see
forced
if I
out.
could-
But still, like, just the fact that there was a guy like that making money off of Papa John's makes me not want to.
Got like more interesting
Give them money.
comments.
To like go off of, because almost
Plus
all
their
the time when I
food isn't
stream,
that
I just have
interesting.
the same few people. I have like Zan and Gutsucker and Raj and Kenny and Rich when he's free and everything show up. And I love you guys, but it's like, again, trying to make content creation as a career, I can't do that with
Point out by example the absurdity that like
Fanny, yeah. So like, isn't Fanny a PUSSY in UK terminology, and it's butt in American? I remember something about that. The governing board institutes a poison pill policy designed specifically to make sure Shatner never acquires a controlling stake in the business he founded in 1984. If Shatner's group ever buys up enough ownership to move beyond the 30% they currently have, every other stakeholder will have the right to buy up stock, effectively singling off any strong arming. Wasn't there something that they were like going to do that with Twitter when Elon first bought like a board position? They're like, oh no, it's just a board position. He's not actually taking over. And then like 2 months later, it was like, oh, actually Elon Musk is buying the entirety of Twitter.
I do want to try Call of Cthulhu someday. of kids or night shop could be done. Well, yeah,
It's funny, I've been getting more UK followers lately. Like over in YouTube, Simon Wells is from the UK. I know that Sir Lord B is from the UK. I'm guessing you're from the UK, Fiddle Me Kidney. I mean, I'm happy with it. It's nicer than getting followers from certain countries that are even more anti-women, who are even more likely to disregard my whole "don't make sexual comments at me" thing, but because they knew it would never make a profit.
I can play a D&D game and turn it to a live stream where I get like the one with Rose Tyler. I watched it with the female doctor. Well, I was in the hot tub, but it's hot. I watched it with my parents, sort of. I feel like, to me, geek is more academic, whereas nerd is more like sci-fi and video games and stuff. It's frustrating how many... I know the debate of geek versus... I know the debate of
Geek versus nerd. I feel like, to me, geek is more academic, whereas nerd is more like sci-fi and video games and stuff. It's frustrating how many people don't play video games. Because it's like, we'll start chatting with people at Vault 31, which is a bar that's like everything is gaming themed, and they have game stations there and everything. And I'll talk to people, and they'll be like, oh, I don't really game. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing here, man? I just can't really relate to people that don't play video games or at least tabletop games. Like, what do you do all day? I'm used to, basically no one I meet in real life even watches like YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. So finding people like that I've accepted is really hard. But yeah, if you don't play video games or tabletop, or at least like watch, fictional shows, not just like reality TV or whatever, or Law and Order, like I have a hard time relating to you. Especially with the parents too. It's so hard.
Nothing interesting
like
for a while.
Twitch mod. Yes. I think the principals did a little bit to help, but people get very emotional very easily. I don't know, but her kid is definitely one of those that like gets emotional very easily. And I mean, some people are like that, but it's like with my sons, I'm always trying to get them to like understand that some people get very emotional very easily.
Is it?
And you might not mean to make them upset.
Let me see.
But it's like with my sons,
I'm always trying to get them to like understand that some people get very emotional very easily, and you might not mean to make them upset, but like just don't talk to them. If they're getting emotional, just walk away, and maybe talk to them when they're calm. But like some people, you can't be friends with everyone. Some people are just not going to be friendship material. When you're like loud and boisterous. And I mean, my husband's very loud and boisterous, and I actually wish he was a little less loud and boisterous with the kids, because like he'll mess with them a lot.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of the same situation where they had like work friends.
Gotta get out of eating.
And stuff that you see though, and just
It's hard not to eat on a 3-hour live stream, okay?
oh, I know that fucking kid, that 6-year-old that shot the teacher. Oh, I know that fucking
Kid, that 6-year-old that shot the teacher. Like, I was reading some article where they were talking about how many complaints they had about this kid in the past, and how he had already been in trouble for like physically beating up the other kids in the past, and how he told one of the other kids he had a gun when he went to school that day, and the kid told the teacher, and the teacher told the like school counselor, and the school counselor was like, don't worry about it. And something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but it was like, it's suspicious how many stories and situations with this violent kid the school suppressed. It's suspicious. It's like, is the principal friends with the parents? Like, what is going on there? Or are they really just that don't give a fuck? I don't know. It's scary.
A cat or
It's scary.
dog.
Right protected in the state constitution, and then they're like,
Oh, Texas, I think. So I was just reading in my, daily political newsletter how Texas.
the GOP is trying to pass all these laws that basically, like, take power away.
You can't premises thing a little fashy, and it's like, oh, nobody stopped us. Let's post something a little. You can't politely tell the Nazis to stop being. I think we are actually going to have a bloody civil war. I think we are actually going to have a bloody civil war, like an actual people shooting each other civil war, and it's terrifying.
I don't know. I prefer to go by nerd. Geek feels more like obsessed with computers to me. Yeah, like Gutsucker said. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if there's really a hard distinction.
Like,
You can't politely tell the Nazis to stop being Nazis. You know, the Republicans are just straight up.
Let's see.
people shooting each other, civil war. And it's terrifying, but like, you can't politely tell the Nazis
To stop being Nazis. You know, the Republicans are just straight up saying the quiet part out loud in so many cases, and then, you know, they push the.
God, did I ever finish that little pie?
in so many cases.
And then, you know, they push not really the Overton window, but like they'll pass something a little fashy, and it's like, oh, nobody stopped us. Let's pass something a little more fashy. Oh, no one stopped us even still. Let's just go full on fashy, you know? It's tough, man. I don't know. I mean, while you go to VidCon and it's like,
No.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Random factoids collecting memorabilia. I don't know. Like, I mean, I like collecting, you know, like Legend of Zelda stuff, but I don't have a huge, massive, you know, rare collection. By the way, I did buy the amiibos. When I got Tears of the Kingdom, even though, I mean, they don't really have a use. Like, I know you can use them in Smash Bros, but doesn't it just... It's like training an AI pet. It doesn't really add anything to it, I don't think. But, I don't know.
Tough, man.
It was
I don't
there.
I mean, while you go to VidCon and it's like, you're not gonna have people that like straight up talk about that. You know, you might have like that positive people and love yourself and blah blah blah, but you're not gonna have featured guests who are talking about like communism and stuff like that. Sure.
Because that's not capitalism friendly, unless you're a cis white male, apparently.
White supremacists are like,
I
Like
love my
Vash.
country. Then why do you hate 70% of the people in it? What part of the country do you love? Oh, just the. Oh.
and of course, you know, all these right wing.
Let's see.
Let's just go full on fashy, you know? And of course, you know, full on fashy, you know? And of course, you know, all these right wing white supremacists are like, I love my country. It's like, then why do you hate 70% of the people in it? What part of the country do you love? Oh, just the allowed to, you know, bring a concealed AK-47 onto school property, that part?
Let's see.
What part of the country do you love? Then why do you hate 70% of the people in it?
There. I've got it. I don't like eating on stream. And yet, there's people that specifically look up food streams.
Like, it was really still...
Pay to win, activate them. Yeah. I mean, with something like Super Smash or whatever, it's not really anything.
So I don't
too
think
exciting,
Zan is
but-
still in the stream. Alright. You guys... Well, you know, people are like, oh, those Greeks, they thought thunder came from the clouds, haha. Believe in it. Off because I get banned for being topless, but, you know, you can encourage, the atheists used to be like, that is one thing that was interesting about YouTube, how, like, that is one thing that was interesting
About YouTube, how like the atheists used to be like a big main thing, and then they all kind of turned into gamergators and were just like anti-feminist, anti-SJW, and that used to be like the biggest group of creators on YouTube that got the most, you know, press or whatever, or like recommended the most, and now it's shifting.
the biggest group of,
Let's see.
you know, press or whatever. The biggest group, or like recommended the most, and now it's shifting. I think it's splitting more. Like, there's definitely the right wingers.
Oh, it's
Get
3.
rich and famous off YouTube and stuff, and Twitch and everything like that, and that of course pisses me the fuck off because I get banned for being topless. But you know, you can encourage white nationalism.
Being topless, but you know, you can encourage not white genocide. white nationalism. You can encourage white nationalism, but just use, you know, coded words, and then all of a sudden it's okay, and YouTube will pay you lots of money for it. But anyway,
I don't know. It's so much of the same stuff in these things, in these clips. Stuff, and they get nice USB. Barely been down there for almost a year. Has it really been almost a year? I remember you driving down in the rain a few times, so it must have been somewhat recent. Brand X pot pie. Yeah.
and YouTube will pay you lots.
Alright. Well, I'll just leave it. I don't have to use it.
Elizabeth.
How much is there left? 44. Oh, we're actually getting down.
Yeah, my, you know, dadish and his humor or whatever. Emmerich and I had the idea of child labor. What was the state where the... I don't know what Victorian Bakers is. I watched a little. Would I start a town?
No, I think you've been here more recently than that.
Kinky gay sex? Okay, cool. As long as it's all consensual. You want to do whatever you want with it. And that includes, like, would I start a town where I can set the town laws? I would just...
Let's see.
Would I start a town
where I can set the town laws? I would just want it to be truly democratic, and, you know, your rules can't really control how other people live their lives. And that...
I don't know. You can't see my body in this one, so... Is it worth putting up?
And that includes,
like, stuff that's going to affect other people. Like, you know, you can worship whatever religion you want, but you can't, you know, be a pedophile, and you can't, like, do whatever you want with guns, because, surprise, surprise, a gun can be used to hurt other people, you know? But if you want to be, like, you know, you want to have kinky gay sex, okay, cool, as long as it's all consensual. You want to be a nudist, okay, cool, as long as it's all consensual. And, you know, really...
Oh, yeah. All the time. All the time. They're like... You know, we want to know more about vaginal health. Tell us about vaginal health, or, you know, show us how to do a breast exam. Like, this stupid shit. Even more implied
or
nudity.
try to establish a culture of, like, helping out for helping's sake. You know, like, have a community garden where everyone shares the fruits of your labor, and, you know, people swap skills. So less about, like, I pay you for this, and more like, you know, hey, I need a website designed.
Let me see. I don't know.
You want to be a nudist? Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Teaches about masturbation.
It's all consensual. You want to be a nudist? Okay, cool. As long as it's all consensual. And, you know, really reward...
Another one that I'm just gonna leave there and decide later. I'm actually getting warm. My computer is putting out heat.
I wouldn't know how to do that. And also, I have a pretty low opinion of humans. I think human nature... not know that. That kind of shit. I love that one song, People Equal Shit.
Do girls masturbate?
It's more that people are neutral and don't really think about the consequences of their action. Humans are in fact kind of shit. I love that one song, People Equal Shit. I know. Well, it's something that, like, Zan and I have talked about, and he trends toward thinking people are mostly good.
Oh,
we posted a link.
I'm gonna take my jacket off.
Bounce. Neutral. I think that it's more that people are neutral.
Uh-oh, I'm changing clothes on stream.
The consequences of their action. They see everything from a very, like, myopic view.
Oh my god, I feel
and
so
I mean,
lightweight
I'm
now.
myself too, you know, like, I think it's human nature. They see everything from a very, like, myopic
It's not a
view.
metal song.
And I mean,
It's a John Coleman song? Let's see. People Equal Shit song. Yeah, it's not... Richard Cheese, that's it. No. This one.
Come on, here we go again, motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm gonna speed it up.
Come on down and see the idiot right here. Too fucked to beg and not afraid to care. What's the matter with calamity anyway? Right, get the fuck out of my face. understand, I can't feel anything. It isn't like I want to sift through the decay. I feel like a wound, like I got a fucking gun against my head. You live when I'm dead. People equal shit.
It's
People
a cover?
equal shit. People equal shit. People equal shit. Come on.
I thought it was the original song.
Say.
I mean, the phrase people equal shit is not, like, super original. Come on, mother, everybody has to die. Yeah, I am very sure this is not the same song. So here's your Slipknot ones. Maybe it is. What the fuck? I can't sift through the... Oh, I guess it is. Oh, that's weird. I've literally never heard of it being a Slipknot thing before. Interesting. Yeah, I've only ever heard this version. I feel like it's better, that version. Happy version.
View.
And I mean, I'm talking about myself too, you know, like, I think it's human nature to not consider how your actions affect others and to not consider how other people's experiences in life differ from yours. Now, the idea behind leftism is that even though you might not be suffering from something other people are, so it's a wrong that must be righted. So, you know, just because you yourself are not currently homeless doesn't mean that homeless people should not have, you know, resources. And also dispelling myths that, like, the fucking meritocracy, like, meritocracy is not real. If meritocracy was...
Let's see.
I think it's human nature to.
Maybe here.
I think it's human nature to.
Well, I was saying in the stream that I generally don't really get to go in the hot tub without the kids being there and splashing and everything like that. And I don't like going at night because, one, I'm really tired. And two, mosquitoes fucking love me. I can't go outside at night without getting bit a dozen times. But, yeah, I don't know. It's also not that big. Like, you know, when Philip comes over and it's me, Matthew, and Philip, even without the kids, it feels crowded. Like, our feet are all bumping into each other, and I don't like touching people, especially in a hot tub. But, yeah, it's not perfect. It's not as enjoyable as if it was adults only. Not in a sexual way, but just in a not having to get splashed in the face and get your feet stepped on way.
I think it's human nature to not
consider how your actions affect others and to not consider how other people's...
I don't know. Matthew has a fair amount of hair and he gets mosquito bites. Not nearly as many as me, but...
experiences in life differ from yours.
And cats and dogs
the
get bit.
idea behind leftism is that even though you might not be suffering from something other people are, so it's a wrong that must be righted. So, you know, just because you yourself are not currently homeless doesn't mean that homeless people should not have, you know, resources. And also dispelling myths that, like, the fucking meritocracy, like, meritocracy is not real. If meritocracy was real, then rich people would be good people. They wouldn't be corrupt fucking assholes. And also, they're not playing the same...
Most of the people in my Discord, like Gutsick or whatever, only are naked in their own bedrooms because they don't live in an area where they really have access. Although he does go to, like, kink events where they'll be naked sometimes, so...
grounds because they don't pay taxes. They don't.
But, you know, he's
have
able
put
to
back
drive.
into society what they've taken out. There's also no such thing as an ethical billionaire. To be a billionaire, you have to exploit people. Like, it's just simply inevitable. And this is the kind of thing, like, I'm passionate about it, but if I were to try to, like, debate...
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
They don't, you know, have to put back into society what they...
Talking about millionaires.
As you yourself are not currently homeless, doesn't mean that homeless people should not
Well, that's
have,
good.
you know, resources.
And also dispelling myths that, like, the fucking meritocracy, like, meritocracy is not real. If meritocracy was real, then rich people would be good people. They wouldn't be corrupt fucking assholes. And also, they're not playing from the same grounds because they don't pay taxes. They don't, you know, have to put back into society what they've taken out. There's also no such thing as an ethical billionaire. To be a billionaire, you have to exploit people. Like, it's just simply inevitable.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
You guys got like 30 seconds to cut. Who are new here, you can probably learn pretty fast that even when I'm playing a video game, I'll just like go. I mean, like, who's deciding the value of those alleged merits? Like, you know, how does a CEO? Meritocracy in specific areas, it has to be egalitarian. It doesn't work in a pyramid. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, who's deciding the value of
those alleged merits? Like, you know, how does a CEO deserve to be a billionaire,
Yeah.
but someone working 3 jobs?
That's the dream. Not having to put clothes on to just go outside for 2 seconds, or in my case, put a shirt on to go downstairs and make tea because of our window.
It doesn't work in a pyramid. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, who's deciding? It has to be egalitarian. It doesn't work in a pyramid. Yeah, and I mean, like, who's deciding the value of those alleged merits? Like, you know, how
does a CEO deserve to be a billionaire, but someone working 3 jobs, you know, picking strawberries or something? How is that not hard work? Like, that's harder work. I'm definitely from the position where picking strawberries all day is more deserving of reward than ordering people around and like looking at numbers on a paper or whatever.
Whatever.
I don't know. It's like versus like trade schools, like how trade schools get.
You guys have 30 seconds.
Ordering people around
and like looking at numbers on a paper or whatever. Like trade schools, like how.
It's actually warm in here. My computer is the best heater ever, apparently.
Numbers on a paper.
Oh, hi, Wayne Ills. Yeah, I'm actually past my stream. I usually stop at 3, but I'm almost at the end of this, so I figured I would just bowl through until my husband calls. I actually might turn the air conditioner on in a little bit. It's 67 degrees. It's supposed to be 67 degrees tomorrow, and then it's supposed to be 94 by Monday.
Like trade schools, like how trade schools get shit talked and everything. And
it's like, but they're way more useful. Like I still think we should have, you know, degrees in humanities and stuff like that, and like a world without art and movies and everything would really suck. But like, you have to be a hard worker to do well as like a mechanic or a plumber or whatever. You know, if you're not a hard worker or you're really corrupt or whatever, it's not going to work out.
Okay, what can I cut down? I know, you said it.
Meritocracy in specific
areas, it has to be egalitarian, it doesn't work in a pyramid. Yeah, and I mean, like, who's deciding the value of those alleged merits? Like,
I don't really need that. There we go. Now it's within a minute.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
who's deciding the value of those alleged merits? Like, you know, how does a CEO deserve to be a billionaire, but someone working 3 jobs, you know, picking strawberries or something? How is that not hard work? Like, that's harder work. I'm definitely from the position where picking strawberries all day is more deserving of reward than ordering people around and like looking at numbers on a paper or whatever. Like trade schools, like how trade schools get shit talked and everything, and it's like, but they're way more useful. Like I still think we should have, you know, degrees in humanities and stuff like that, and like a world without art and movies and everything would really suck. But like, you have to be a hard worker to do well as like a mechanic or a plumber or whatever. You know, if you're not a hard worker or you're really corrupt or whatever, it's not going to work out.
That's good enough. We're so close to done.
It's on it, so I don't know if there's even ag. I think you have to be poor, or at least not rich.
Let me see.
Yeah, like fucking idiots thinking like, oh, Elon Musk is such a hard worker, and it's like, okay, but anytime Elon Musk is actually in. Yeah, like fucking.
Yay, communism or socialism, whatever the difference
thinking,
is.
like, oh, Elon Musk is such a hard worker, and it's like,
Okay, but anytime
Boobs.
Elon Musk is actually in charge of something, it nosedives. And he was born rich. He was born rich. I think you have to be poor, or at least not rich, first to become a hard worker. I don't really think you can be born rich and be a hard worker. But, you know, maybe that's just me being jealous.
I don't know. At least this kind of clips more align with what I'm trying to accomplish with my content than just me saying a 5-second thing that triggers all the gun nuts. Although they'll be triggered by this too.
But, you know, maybe that's just me being jealous.
If you find a game at that link interesting, let me know. It's a dual stream. Yeah, I was trying to find the plugin. I use a plugin for...
There we go.
In a Discord than like DMs on Mass. But hey,
I see.
because I find the I am feeling of it, like, it was worth it. Like I said, I was like all prepared to. I would not really have the time or resources to look into that. Why would I hate the constant? I don't hate. Well, I mean, like people like one of the people I can name in my stream, or not my stream, my Discord that plays a lot of T stuff. But yeah, not.
Yeah, the wanting me to review a TTRPG system, it was like, I am not the person to do that. Did I tell you guys about the email I got from some guy that said he really respects my content, blah, 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 and he wants to pay me to go visit some nudist place in France so I can review it? And it's like, I don't do that. My dad did way, 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 way back in the day. I mean, domestically, not across the pond, but it was just so out of left field. Ugh.
So I gotta get rich and famous so I can hire a live-in nanny. All right, it's 3:10. They took it off, put a temporary tooth back on, and then I'm getting another. So, yeah.
That's where the freaking YouTube decided to take the thumbnail from,
Yeah, we
right
haven't
there.
played games together a lot. A lot of even these crafting games are linear. Like, it's like, go here. I'll be here Tuesday. I'm gonna be disciplined this time. I'm gonna actually make a video about what my spirit. Yeah, see you in.
Alright, that's a wrap. Okay, so here's our clips. I made 29 of them, but some of them are really short, so.
So that's like, all the nudists will ask me,
Be like, why don't you make it more often? And it's like, first of all, because I can't even be topless in public. My husband can, my son can, my dad can, but I can't, even when it's 110 degrees outside. She says in a hot tub. And also because it's just annoying between my house and not. Like, even my freaking...
No, I think it was just, I think it's some nudist that is just like, oh, here's a attractive, young woman that we are going to use as a figurehead for nudism thing. I don't think it's, like a Nigerian prince thing, but it was still just weird. It was like, I don't associate with being a nudist anymore, and I'm not gonna leave my family to go to France at a drop of a hat from some random person. Like, it was just a weird thing.
has this big old window
looking out on the street, and people are always walking.
I don't know what make my spots means.
I don't really know what the legal rules are as far as being naked in your own home. I would think that it shouldn't matter, but it depends how puritanical the judge you talk to is, I guess.
My
Banner on Patreon for a long time has been a picture that I used to use on other websites where I'm sitting there holding a sign blocking my chest that says, sexually explicit, blah, blah, blah. And then my husband's wearing a sign that's below his nipples pointing up saying somehow totally fine.
Alright. Well, Matthew's gonna call any second, so I'm gonna call it here. Yeah. I am going to get that motherfucking VidCon plans video censored all the way and put up. I'll probably just do a shitty version of it if it's really going to take so much longer. And get some more shirts, heat pressed. I still need to set it up and try it out. I'm going to have to do that probably in the kitchen or whatever. And yeah, I still got a lot left to do before VidCon, so time's wrapping up really quickly. And Zan, I'll talk to you probably tomorrow about the website more because, like I said, Matthew's going to be home any second. So, all right. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. You can watch the VOD of this stream that I've been editing the whole time on YouTube and Twitch still. So if you want to watch it without me jumping around it. But